Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Aegis Protectors League, Week 3 of play-ins. Wow, straight into the drafts. Remember, this is the last week of play-ins and potentially the last series for both of these teams, Meme City Metro and Omega Gaming Revenants. I am Colonel, beside me is TDS, and talk through some of these picks that we're already seeing.
Yep, they run it pretty fast, and it's honestly now the third pick. So overall, makes a lot of sense. First of all, Aphelios Thresh, a bot lane that we have seen a lot recently. It's one of the strongest bot lanes, pretty much, and it makes a lot of sense that you want to focus it. I'm surprised seeing Jin being the first pick, especially with the Ashe being banned away and the Aphelios being a potentially good pick. But if they are going for this, I guess it makes complete sense because they are now going for a pick composition with the Blitzcrank, with the Jin, and with the sack. And I love that they went for the sack first.
I honestly love the confidence of a Blitz.
Ah,
Not always with the half-baked Blitz thing. It's not
yeah.
as hypey, but I mean, obviously still gets the job done. But already setting ourselves up for a lot of playmaking on both sides with both these supports, as well as the Zac has slowly been creeping up and played more and more throughout play-ins, especially here in Aegis. So we'll see how effective we can use it. Now, I do want to point out that there is a mid laner substitute
Yeah.
in for Revenant, so we'll see how they perform. Omega Gaming, so far 1-1 looked pretty good in their past two, but obviously they are on the ropes right now because if they lose this, they will not make it into playoffs.
Yeah, and having to use a substitute mid laner seems like a really desperate situation, knowing that if you lose, you could end up just throwing away all the season. But there's times that the substitutes can come through and help you win without you actually expecting it. So as long as you do draft according to what you have and according to what your substitute can do, I think it's going to be fine. But they're going for a buy. Apart from the Aphelios Stretch, I think the Aphelios Stretch is okay, but the buy is a pick that it's really feast or famine. If she fails at the start, but like really early on, she can fail so miserably that you cannot potentially recover with her, even if you have really good champions around her. But if she can get a start rolling really early, she can be a really monstrous jungler in terms of what she can do as a peak as the peak potential. And her ultimate will almost always be able to get on top of the target like a Jin because he doesn't have enough mobility to escape the buy. So it's going to be really important the first 10 minutes for the buy to try and determine what happens for Omega Gaming.
And honestly, while Vi is a feast or famine pick in and of herself, even more so far in Aegis, we've seen some Vi's absolutely stomp in this league, and we've seen some 0-10s.
Yep.
So even more so in this league, Vi has been very much in that boat. And now I love Kled is my favorite champ. Oh my god, I'm so happy. I'm so happy to see a Kled. Kled can be so hypey when you play him correctly. Can be a lane bully and transfer into a tank the later the game goes, and can really be such a powerful top laner.
Yeah. I don't like the fact that they picked it at 4. I think you could have leave it as a last pick so that you have better chances to get a better matchup. But overall, I agree. I think Claire can be such an interesting champion. His potential 1v1s are so can be so good, and I like that they picked the Claire with the buy here because the extra movement speed to give the chance for buy to not have to blow her flash to follow up on a target can be really ideal. So I think overall the pick can work really well with the buy if they are not completely or fully behind. And then it's an answer by Meme City with the Swain and the Aatrox. It's 100% a big potential composition. This pretty much just trying to get picks, not forcing a lot of teamfights, but instead trying to slowly riddle down the armor from the side of Omega Gaming and then killing them as one by one, pretty much.
So
But
TDS,
the Nico, okay,
I'm gonna disagree with you just the littlest bit.
okay,
I think that I like them picking Kled 4 because it shows they have a lot of confidence in this sub mid laner to give him R5 in a make or break series.
that is
Says that, yeah, it may be a sub, but they don't seem too worried about that fact. Also about this draft, I'm really surprised by this Aatrox pick. I'm not gonna lie. At back when I played top lane, Kled was my baby, and he has grievous wounds naturally built into his kit on his
yep.
Q when it pulls back. So picking a champion that's full, most of his power is put into the fact that he can heal and be a kind of drain tank is a little bit interesting because if Kled plays this right, he can be very potent in this lane and really find himself a big advantage. I'm not sure why they picked into this. It may be just purely out of comfort in the Aatrox.
Yeah, I feel like it has to be that.
But honestly, I like the Kled matchup, which means that Meme City didn't really punish the fact that Kled was R4, and now Revenant were able to get their pick of the litter for their sub mid laner with that Nico.
Yeah, and the point that you bring up with the Nico being with the sub mid laner being confident in him to get the potential to win the game, I think it also shows with the fact that you're going for a Nico. It's not a common champion. It's not something that it's in the meta, and it's something that you really need to understand how to play to be able to make full utility out of the Nico. So I guess in that regard, I would expect that Omega Gaming does think that their flex substitute mid laner will be able to pull something up. And also, I like the way that they drafted this composition for the side of Omega Gaming, because the first two picks make a lot of sense. It's a strong meta bot lane. You get a lot of value out of that. The buy can be a little feast or famine. You are going to really depend on the early game, but she can still be useful. But the last two picks I think are really good and work really well with this composition, because the Kled with the extra movement speed boost is going to be able to support so heavily the Nico and the buy to do what they want to do. It's a way to not have to be forcefully using your flash to reposition and get full value out of your ultimate. Instead, you can just use the extra movement speed, get on top of a target, and that way you can actually get full value with an Eco and the buy. So I think overall, really well drafted by Omega Gaming. With the Meme City composition, I think it's a peak potential composition, like I said. The Aatrox, I agree. I think you could have get a better matchup with against the Claire. I think this matchup can be really outplay potential pretty much, and you're really depending on one of the two screen gap so that you can get full advantage. But I'm not fully convinced right now with Meme City's composition. I think that if they fail to get one pick before 15 minutes or things like that, like fights for them are going to be really hard. Even if they have a Swain that can steal the stats, as long as you have enough build for the videos, he can destroy him. So it's going to be really hard, I feel like, for Meme City to try and play team fights and win them.
All right, last point before we head to a quick break. We did sort of glance over this lane just a little bit, but haven't seen too much of it in solo lanes in recent history, unless they're pulling out some crazy not strats. So I do want to point out the fact it has a 71% win rate so far in Aegis Protectors League. So while maybe it might be a little bit out of left field and not totally to be expected, they seem to be very confident in the pick, and the stats tend to back them up.
Yep, it's a pick that you have to be confident enough to pull out. I feel like with an Eco, it's not something common. It's something that you need to have played to know how to utilize it correctly. It does have potential. I feel like with what they pick, it's going to depend really hard on if they get good picks and that to get full value of the Swain. But Swain is a champion that can drain in teamfights and survive long enough to facilitate for your teammates. So there's avenues for Meme City to be able to pull it off. I just don't see if they can pull it off consistent against what Omega Gaming drafted in. So I hope to, I'm not sure if I hope to be wrong, but I certainly want to see what Meme City can try and do to show me the potential of the Swain and the Atro.
Absolutely. There's a lot left to be decided, but we will be taking a quick break before we head onto the Rift for Game 1. Stay tuned. Hello, everybody. We are back onto the Rift for Game 1 of Omega Gaming Revenants versus Meme City. I cannot wait. There's so many curveballs from draft. Remember, both teams, this is a make or break series for them. TDS, this is so exciting to unfold.
Yep, one side with a lot of CC, and the other side with a lot of damage. So it's going to be interesting to see how both of these teams play. I was expecting a level 1 from the side of Meme City, since they have a lot of ways to control someone. Wait. Ooh, they don't know.
Oh, he's gonna get the yank back, and now a little bit of CC, but it is the Kled. He does have the demount, and he will be able to do that, but that's a flash hook. That's so much. He's gone. He cannot get the remount in time. First blood going over to Swain in the mid lane.
Yeah, and it's not only the fact that they get the kill on the pick on the Kled, but it's because the Kled doesn't have flash. So committing the flash there by the Nautilus, they know that if they get that hook, it's pretty much done for the Kled. Really well done by them, and really aggressive by Omega Gaming. They walked forward without knowing who was there, get a ward down that realistically they could have gotten without having to commit that hard, and they get punished because of that. And that is a really bad news, not only for the Kled, but also for the Vi that now has to deal with the Swain that is with 1 kill. So now you're losing pressure on mid lane, or at least it seems like you can lose pressure on the mid lane because of that kill going to the Swain, and that can this allow the Vi to go for more aggressive plays really early on, which is something that she wants to try and do.
Now starting in the mid lane with an extra pot as well as that Dark Seal, we're going to see how he can start to already balloon his lead from that early advantage. But Vi's team is not nearly out of it yet. She will be starting on the bot side. Both junglers are. So pathing up to this top side, which we already said we expect to very much go in Kled's favor. And he does have Ignite TP as well.
Yeah, he has the potential to be able to take those kills, which I think it's going to be really ideal for them if they are able to put the Aatrox really far behind really early on, or at least give an early edge to the Kled to be able to menace the Aatrox a lot. It's going to be really important because that way you can now stop focusing the top lane alone and try and help the bot lane, which I think that can be a really important win condition from Omega, because the bot lane will be one of the things that will outscale the side of Meme City.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we'll see. Already you can start to see exactly which lanes are going to be favored. Look at the CS deficit in the top side. Nodal is really, really not letting this Aatrox play the video game.
Yep.
But as his wave crashes, he should be able to collect a decent bit of that and minimize the deficit. But also on the bottom side, although the CS isn't exactly ballooned too far in Jin's favor, having an early lead already, they were able to get level 2 first, and now they show that as they have for Zac early priority for that bottom Skycraft.
Yeah, and the important thing to know is that is the location of both of these junglers right now, because look at the Vi, she's doing her top side, she's also close to doing a full clear, she's just leaving one camp down, which means that right now, the side of Omega Gaming spot lane needs to be really careful. Ooh, that hook was so close.
That hook gave me a heart attack for a second. I think it probably did to Galaxy Meep as well, but it does go just a little bit short.
Yeah, not close enough to be able to get the kill, or the stun down, but I think that if that hits, they can maybe try and dissuade the possibility of the sack coming through, but a really important ward there to notice the sack in the bottom lane and to give them information to know that they can play really a little bit more defensively down there, and the Vi can go much more aggressive. If you look at that, the Vi is clearing now the blue buff off the sack. The sack didn't clean that side of the map.
And she also has the Nico there for backup when he arrives. She has the mid lane priority, so she's able to get that, get some vision, and leave completely unharmed. And now check out that CS advantage in the jungle, 16 to 28 already. And honestly, it looks like she may potentially save for more, but it's already doing very, very well for herself on this pick that we talked about being feast or famine.
Yeah, really well. She has been playing really well, and funnily enough, it turned out it turned out that having the early kill for the sack, it kind of made his pathing a little bit harder, because he went, I think, for the bot side, tried to clear the bot side, then went for the Scuttle, but didn't gain that much on the top side either. Oh, Noda.
This might be a little bit aggressive. He's going to try and get the remount, but he cannot get it. Flashing forward, and Aatrox finds a sweet spot for the kill. Now on the bottom side, that's going to be the root. TP coming out. Aatrox wants to help. No, it's actually Swain just trying to arrive. That's the root on a Galaxy Meep, but the lantern was misplaced. He has no escape, and Seven Devils finds himself the kill. That's 3-0 to Meme City.
Yeah, and just like that, they are completely taking advantage of this early game. Really well done by Meme City. First of all, the kill that they get, Mirahan gets on Nodal. Really aggressive from Nodal and not respecting the sweet spot potential. Playing without the trying to kill after the dismount, and even with the ignite advantage, you don't get anything. Well, he's just nicer.
Now that is the World Ender being popped, and Zac is on the bottom. He can get the knockup, but dodging it in with E. Nodal has to try and outplay this. Vi is on the way. He has the remount if necessary, and now he will finally dismount. Moon Typhoon trying to look further. They find one sweet pop, but now Vi is here, and she has the knockback with the Vault Breaker. She won. Can they get a second? They will get the Q. He'll follow under the tower. They pop it, but can they have enough damage here? They get the dismount, but now Vi is taking a lot of damage. Looks like they are not going to be able to get it. They get one, barely missing out on that second kill.
Yeah, really unlucky that they don't have the damage, but I feel like it's not completely bad. They get the kill onto the Aatrox. Aatrox does have teleport, which means that he can back. Wait.
He finds his W. Oh, he might be able to get this. He gets it with the sweet spot. Oh, no, Nodal, you hate to see it. You were so excited for this clan, and now 0-3, only 6 minutes in.
Yeah, and the answer kill on the top side was good enough, but now with the counter kill on the Aatrox to get another pick onto the clan, it's going to be really bad. We were expecting the Kled to be able to win this matchup, but Aatrox has not only been playing good, but he has been able to stop or dissuade the amount of pressure that the Kled could put on him. And as soon as he got the chance to go for the solo kill, he went for it and got the kill. Really well played by Mirahan overall. And we're talking about this, that it was going to be, if you're bringing the Aatrox out, it's because you're confident enough to be able to pull it off. And he has certainly been able to pull it off.
Yeah, this matchup is not exactly in your favor, so it's kind of almost a little bit ego, just saying I'm better than you, and so far proving to be true. Honestly, I don't want to take any credit away from him, but also we did see already twice now Nodal being pulled back by the Infernal Chains, and that's one of the only true hard CCs in Aatrox kit. I mean, his Qs obviously have that short knockup, but getting pulled back by that can be so deadly, and that's something that Nodal has to change if he wants to be able to look for something in the future. Now pulled back again with the ultimate trying to look back, but the World Ender is still there, and he gets the Q, but it's just another death. Why are you looking aggressive? Nodal started that, and he falls yet again.
Yeah, Nodal trying to go really aggressive, but I don't think he realizes that he's one level behind to the Aatrox. It doesn't matter if you're able to get damage down. He also has this spiked whip, which means that you're going to lose those trades pretty consistently, and you didn't even have the ignite to get the extra damage there. So it's really disrespectful how Nodal has been playing this matchup, not respecting the potential from the Aatrox, and now that he's behind, trying to go back in and try and fight without actually having the damage to pull it off. Oh, bye.
Vi is here. She gets a double with the vault break, and now that's the hook coming in from Jade. But they did not know that Zac was here. Now the TP coming out. They're trying to get as much damage as they can. They almost got the pop, but finally the hook will find the kill. Now Swoon Typhoon in a lot of trouble. The Pop Blossom will not find enough. They're trying to get the shots. They will finally find a 7 doubles. With that third shot, will get it. Now flashing away from the engaged Demo will keep himself safe. But flanking Ophelio is trying to get the damage across. I don't know if he gets this kill, but the real question is, does he get out? Because the entire team is behind him. He's on the wrong side of the map. He looks like he's going to try and back, but stopped by the deadly flourish. He's trying to look for the kill. I don't think you have the damage at this point in the game. You're scaling carry. He is in just the littlest bit too deep. Hook under the tower. You will try to give it to Swain, and he actually will. Swoon Baboon taking the kill now 2-0-3, and this is early game dominance out of Meme City.
Yeah, talk about disastrous situation for Omega Gaming. They cannot do anything. They try to go for plays, but they cannot get any value out of those plays. It looked like it could potentially be good enough, but the Jhin and the Nautilus were able to not only survive, but put the Vi so low that she doesn't get any value. The Zac didn't lose any health at all, and the teleport coming through from the Nico, yes, she's winning the lane, but realistically her value is not up there yet to be able to get full potential with her ultimate, and her ultimate didn't even hit anyone, which means that you're fighting a losing fight, blowing up summoners and cooldowns that are really important and not getting anything, and Mid City realistically has just been answering better without having to do that much. I feel like they have been playing well, but I feel like they didn't need to overcommit themselves, try and get the plays in their favor. It just happened naturally pretty much.
Now TDS, we haven't exactly talked about it much yet, but when we're looking at scaling in this game, it's a little bit, it's closer than you would like it, with the stronger front line clearly going to Meme City, but having that Aphelios really does skew it back toward Revenant. Who do you really favor if it's late game, everyone has 6 items?
I do think it's more favored towards Omega Gaming. I think that Nico and Aphelios, particularly those 2 champions, are way better than their counterparts in the later stages of the game. But like you're saying, it's not by a huge margin, and the front line will impact a lot. The fact that the Zac is not only a big, really huge front line, but also that has so much CC potential, it's going to be really bad for not only the Nico, but the Aphelios as well. 2 champions that realistically don't have much mobility and can be susceptible to getting dived by a champion and just getting CC to them. So it's going to be really important how they position themselves if they reach the later stages of the game, and how they position themselves for the fight.
All right, so maybe Omega Gaming Revenants not out of the woods yet. They still can play for that late game, but already falling very, very heavily behind. Already 8-1, only 11 minutes in. Now potentially looking for a play on the bot side, but the death sentence does not land. And now potentially looking for some aggression on the top side.
Yeah, and funnily enough, now that I've noticed, wait,
That's a sweet
No.
spot. Oh no! Kled falls again. He wanted that remount. He was so close to getting that extra HP bar from Skarl, but he just does not arrive fast enough. And that's 0-5 for that Kled, and Aatrox on an absolute killing spree.
And I don't even think that with that even if the Kled remounts, it could have unmounted to anything else because the sack was already coming topside. So I feel like you could have dived him and then survived later on either way. So really well played by Mirahan overall, getting the solo kills and getting the amount of gold that he's getting. He got the solo turret gold in the topside with the extra gold going to the sack because of the Herald, but he did get a lot of gold influx into him. Apart from the solo kills, apart from the farm. Oh wait,
they're trying to assault and battery into the mid lane, but Swain with the ultimate will keep himself alive, and now Mirahan is here. He has the W, and Zac has arrived as well. Bouncy castle for the Vi as she falls. That is yet another kill. They're trying to make plays. Revenant is trying to look for ways out, but he just keeps on falling the wrong direction.
Yeah, and going for plays is not a bad thing, but I think you have to focus those plays on the sides that you can actually get advantage of. I think that committing for the mid lane is not completely bad, but I feel like if you try to to play around the bot lane, wouldn't be that bad either. Yes, you failed once in the previous fight, but I think that right now, if you go for the same fight again with Aphelios having ultimate, you probably could get an advantage. I think that trying to keep Aphelios kills could be a good idea for the side of Omega Gaming to try and alleviate the pain and stop the bleeding, because if not, this game will just keep moving into the direction that Meme City Esports wants it, and they will still get a really important advantage.
Absolutely. And now, I mean, it's starting to feel more and more out of the reach of Revenants. Already 5k down before even 15 minutes. This is an explosive start for Meme City. And the only real solace is that one Drake has already been secured for Revenant. They have that early Ocean. And other than that, I mean, it is a very, very slow soul, but maybe a potential win condition for Revenant.
For me, it's funny that they took so long to take that first Drake. It's surprising that Omega Gaming got it, but I think that with how the bot lane was going already from the start and how the sack path, I think that the bot lane from Meme City could have gotten that Drake really early on and try and put the side of Omega Gaming on a timer. Now with this Drake, at least, they will certainly stop the potential stall from coming really early on, which at least buys them enough time so that they can get to a point where they have 2-3 items and can win fights through sheer strength of their champion. But I'm not sure if Mean City will allow them that, because as long as you play away from a full-on team fight, I think you're going to be really comfortable.
So TD, oh no, hold that thought. Nodal gonna be dove again. Soon Typhoon flashing forward with the bouncy castle, and that is the blast. He still has the passive, so he will go into Cell Division. Vi trying to arrive to get this kill. I think she should be able to get it, and she does. Finally, second kill on the board for Revenant. Now Demo maybe in a little bit deep, but potentially they can turn. We'll see, but it looks like it is happy with the 1-for-1 trade, just content bullying Nodal into the ground. And now trying to push themselves into the bot lane. We'll see. I do find it pretty interesting that it is Meme City who does change their mid and top, rotating their Swain up and their Aatrox down, because despite Swain having a lot of kills, having a lot of assists, he was losing pretty heavily in the CS department. So I like this swap a lot, and we'll see if they are able to push it to fruition. But it's actually... Yes, I can. But yeah. Baboon maybe being forced upon his 3 men up here, but they have yet to find even a single lick of CC. Not able to find anything. Now Mirahan is here, and honestly, the 3v2 isn't something that Omega Gaming wants to gamble right now. I'm not too confident if they win that, so they end up backing up.
Yeah, they try to go for the pick. It's a fine attempt with the buy and 3 members, but they are really slow to be able to convey onto that. And Mirahan just scares them away. I think it makes sense that you don't want to fight against this Aatrox that is so huge right now. I think they still need to commit for a play, even though it's not completely necessary, because they at least were able to stop the tempo from going really, really fast in favor of Meme City. If you look at it from what we were pretty much from what was happening in the last 5 minutes to now, the game has slowed down considerably, and I think that favors Omega Gaming much more, because now they are able to keep on getting gold and the like. But I think if you can get 1 kill, 1 pick from the side of Meme City, you will be able to solve the game even much more, and get much more gold influx into your favor.
Absolutely, but with 10 seconds left until that Infernal Drake spawns, it is all in favor of Meme City. They own the entirety of that bottom river, and it's more of a formality at this point. We'll see if Revenant decides to try and look for something, but it looks like that second Drake going over to them.
Yeah, it's not something that bad for the side of Omega. We talked about this. The fact that they got the first Drake means that you can give away the ensuing Drakes because you're not going to get that much value out of that. And you're able to, because of that, because of the tension that the side of Meme City put into that Drake, you're able to get a lot of positioning in the map. They're able to put pressure on the turret. They don't get the turret down, but at least you deal enough damage that later on you can get that standing gold. They also were able to steal one of the blue buffs, so slowly but surely getting back to a point where they can stand tall as Omega Game.
Slowly and surely. Now looking for the play. Flash into the death sentence, but he does not land. You hate to see it. White Red Gun would have been able to shred him very, very quickly, but they do not find that hard CC.
Yeah, you hate to see it happening, but at least he's trying to make something happen. I feel like we were saying, it's not completely necessary, but using those summoners aggressively to get a ping and get a kill for the Aphelios could be really game-changing. So I like the attempt. It failed, but at least you're going for the attempt, and I think that's something really valuable for Mega Gaming, because now that they were able to slow the game down, like I was saying previously, if they get a pick, they can really get back into a position where they can fight for the game. I think that's going to be really important, especially because it's not like the game can be lost in the next 6 minutes unless a really huge Baron fight or a Baron secure from Meme City comes through. And realistically, their composition doesn't have super fast Baron taker, so it's not like it should happen. Wait.
Uh-oh. The three-man play into the bottom jungle. Oh, poor Vi. She smites her red buff, but she'll give her life for it. Blue buff, excuse me. Seven Devils slaying her down for his third kill of the game, and that is 12-2 to Meme City.
Yeah, and taking full advantage of the vision control. If you see there, two wards that I think were able to spot the Vi in the bottom side. They knew that she was on her blue buff, and it was an easy kill capture for the side of Meme City. And that kill right there is able to push the tempo back into the favor of Meme City. It gives the positioning to be able to secure this mid lane turret, and now the map is going to be much more open on this bottom side of the map, particularly away.
Oh no, using the Pop Blossom, but out of the reach of the Infernal Chain, so not pulled back, but now it's Jaden. Oh, you hate to see it. He does not have his flash cooldown, so unable to escape the ensuing onslaught, and they have one more kill going over. Now trying to look for another. That's the flash away, a good flash. Swoon Typhoon taking a lot of damage, but now they still have Swain's ult, but another tower shot. They might be able to have the damage here. The TP coming out. This could be Revenant's final chance to get some kills in their team. But no, Nodal, he has the ultimate. He's going to try and look even deeper. Does he have the damage? Come on, Nodal. No, he's going to be Nico who gets the shutdown. Swoon Typhoon still has the cell division. Oh, the remount barely doesn't come. Scarl, you cowardly lizard, never came back, and he will fall just barely before getting that extra health bar. So at the end of the day, just a 1-for-1 for Revenant.
If they get the rebound there for the Kled, they can probably turn that around. Because with that extra health, you can try and secure the kill on someone, maybe the Zac, maybe the Aatrox, but if you get another kill there, you are now looking into a potential coming back into the game for the Aphelios. It was really close. I like the attempt there. I think it was an okay play to go for, especially being so deep into their side of the map. It was between two turrets pretty much, and they were trying to run away from it, but it felt so close for Revenant. I think that if they just coordinate these plays a little bit better, having an extra member there, or trying to make these plays before the Thresh dies, I think if they are able to do that, they probably can get a much better advantage for themselves. But I really like that Revenant are still not are not yet out of this game. They are trying to get the plays, and they are still trying to win it. Oh no, Jaden.
They definitely are still fighting, but Jaden, fighting for vision is not where you want to be. And he will fall once again to Swain. Now 5-1-5. Absolute monster on a pick that we were a little bit surprised to see in the mid lane, but absolutely showing off so far in game one.
The funny thing is that we haven't, it's not that he has been showy with the kills or that, but he has been at the right moment, at the right time with the pick, and has been able to get a lot of value with the pick, and I feel like that it's not super noticeable, but it certainly has a lot of meaning, and with the composition that Meme City has, being able to get those picks with the strain are really important. Okay, yeah, nothing much low fight here.
Yeah, it shouldn't mean too much. If Nodal commits for a 1v1, I think that he is making a very, very poor decision. But he does have his team trying to claim that top river, trying to get some vision back, because right now you can see that top side of the map is so controlled in blue vision everywhere with Baron alive. That's important. But
I really
now
want
looking
this.
for a play onto Mira, and he does still have the World Ender, now finally using it, but that's the Vault Breaker straight into Assault and Battery. A lot of knockups, but he's just so healthy. Can he get the damage across? His team has secured the Drake, but he should not get
They
this.
got
Shut
it.
down. 800 gold in the pocket of Kled. Very, very happy to give that to him. Maybe that could be the difference, because remember, that last fight could have been so close had he gotten that remount. Now finally a play in favor of Omega Revenant.
Yeah, and the fact that I'm scared that it could go completely wrong shows how far ahead that Aatrox should be, because it's a 3v1 and I still think that the Aatrox can win that. That's how far ahead he is right now. And they were able to at least get the kill, and I think it's really crucial the fact that the shutdown went to the clan. That at least means that he's going to get a lot of gold back into him, or at least a sizable portion of gold is going back into him. He will be able to get one half of an item, and he will be able to be at least a little bit stronger for the next fights that will come eventually. Right now, they don't need to force fights. I really like that they went for that play when the Drake was up. Meant that it really was Meme City on the other side of the map. They knew that there was a potential for someone maybe around that area, but they banked on the idea that everyone was focusing on the Drake, and it worked really well for Revenant, which I think it's going to be really important, because like I'm saying, the fights that are going to be really important are the soul fight for the Cloud Soul, and the Baron fight, and you really don't need to commit to anything before that as Revenant right now.
Yeah, there's definitely also an argument for the Vi to have gotten that kill, but definitely you didn't want Thresh getting it, and now he is going to get locked up. So much damage. This is the second time he's been caught out, but now he has the Lantern so far, but the flash actually being used. He falls nonetheless. Now Kled may have given his life trying to save his support. Nodal going to get knocked up by the Bouncy Council, now rooted by the Deadly Flourish, and that is more of a formality at this point. He's trying to get to the remount, but it's just too far. 7 Devils on a rampage. Now a play being made on the other side, but you almost turned a 1v3. I think you can turn a 1v2, and they realize the same thing and have to back away. That's 2 quick kills, and now Beam City can turn on to Baron.
Yeah, they want to turn around for Baron because of these 2 kills, but I'm not sure if they can realistically commit for this. Like with 5 members maybe, but you see how slow this is. Like the Vi can probably get to this area before it happens, but I think that with the 2 kills that they got, they are going to be dissuaded for wanting to protect this. They are really late now because of the amount of time they took clearing the waves, and this means that it's going to be Baron.
Oh no, so much damage already. Now going into the stopwatch, he still has that Demonic Ascension pop to get the damage across, but the 4th shot, 7 Devils from downtown getting that one. Now do they have any more CC? The damage does hit Jaden, just a little bit too far, but still, Baron secured in 1 extra pick, and now it seems like only a matter of time before Meme City starts marching down to the base.
See, if they run immediately towards the Baron side, they can stop it before it comes. But they were so late that it didn't matter. Even if they take long enough, it doesn't matter. They can secure the Baron, and then because they have enough turnaround potential from the side of Meme City with the amount of CC that they have and engage, it's really easy to just go into an immediate peak potential for against the Vi, and she cannot escape. Once you hit her with one CC, you hit her with everything, and she cannot escape. Really well played by Meme City. They secure the Baron, and now they're going to try and siege the base. They don't have the best of sieges, but they can just engage and try and force a fight.
The dredge line hits, and the Lantern was not taken, so that's a lot of damage, and he falls. Now Galaxy Meep blown up, and that is another one. Make it 3, and that could actually mean Game Nico was not even there to help. She is the only person in this game who has consistently been ahead. She has the CS advantage. She's 1-0-0, but it doesn't matter. Her team is falling around her, and now they're marching down the mid lane.
Yeah, I think this is going to be game. Like Nico, unless she gets a massive 5-man ulti and kills someone. What?
Trying to look for Jaden, but oh, the pull back straight into 7 Devils. And that is the ace going over to Meme City. They were in full control from start to finish. That's the 6th seed from their group, looking absolutely powerful against Omega Gaming Revenant as they take game 1. Hello, everybody. We are back into draft for game two. Wow, straight into it. Picks and bans. I see that Swain, all too comfortable Swain off the table. And now a different look. Important to note,
Yeah.
Revenant did decide to go on red side. So wanting that counter pick. And it's going to be a first pick J4 for Meme City.
It's J4 and Liz. Whoa, okay. Vayne picked up immediately. I'm surprised how they are going for this, but they must have a plan. If you are going for the Bane, you must have something up your sleeve to pair up with the Bane. Because if not, it can just end up horribly. They pick up the Jhin again, which I think had a really good showing in the first game, controlled the lane really well, had a huge CS advantage. Namely, it was against Aphelios Stretch. I think Aphelios Stretch should have won that, but I think Meme City played accordingly to that, and they can pick up the Nautilus again. I feel like it was a good enough combo. Maybe Blitzcrank can come through, but yeah, I think that the bot lane from the previous game can work again in this.
Yeah, I think so too. I appreciate the confidence. I'll say it that way from Revenant with a Lee Sin and a Vayne lock in. I mean, also locking in the set. I like the set pick. This is probably the pick I like the most out of their draft. He is the third highest presence pick in the entirety of the league.
A lot of
Uh,
people like him.
a lot of people like him. A lot of people like to ban him as well.
Yeah.
But this time around, it will be presumably in the top side for Omega Gaming. And now I'm very interested to see what is going to be prioritized heading into that second round of bans.
Yeah, I think we will see top lane bans mainly. I think the Fiora makes sense. I think Camille is already banned. I think Malphite can come through as well. It's not namely a good matchup against the set particularly, but it is a really good team fight potential, so I think it can come through. It's just that Lulu and Victor that they are focusing on, so a lot of support and mid lane bans. I think the support makes sense because you haven't seen the support yet, and mid lane wise, you really don't know much about Demo since he's a sub. So you're pretty much trying to play with what you know and what you expect to see. The Braum coming through, I think it pairs well enough with the Bane, and you have the shields protect. But Serath, please, I don't know, please go for
I
Serath.
was
I think
so
Serath could be good.
excited.
Yeah,
I
Serath could be really good. Serath could work really well. Ari would be
I
horrible.
mean, I would hate to be the Xerath
Yeah.
playing against a Vayne that can tumble out of every skill shot you have forever. But oh, they locked it in.
Okay. Yes.
Oh my god, I'm so
I was
happy.
expecting Galio already. I was ready for the Galio.
My second favorite champ behind Kled.
Okay,
But
let's go.
wow, that is very, very hypey. I love that pick. We'll see what they decide. Again, giving R5 to their mid laner for Revenant. So we'll see what they decide to counter this Xerath. And
I don't think they would go.
that makes more
Okay.
sense. A lot of confidence in the Aatrox from game one in a losing matchup. And he flexed very, very hard. So maybe a safer pick in the set might be harder to punish. It's pretty hard to punish the set if he has a brain.
Yeah.
But now I'm really interested to see what they use for R5 here because Xerath has a lot of very, very hard counters. So we'll see what they're gonna go
Seraphine.
for.
Okay. So a supportive mid lane pick, I'm not a huge fan of that, but it may be one of those things where you don't really want to win mid lane, you just want to survive it, and then just play for your later stage. Which with the Bane, I think it makes sense since you're banking a lot on the Bane. But if the Bane never dies against a Jhin Serath, she can eventually die. Yes, you're talking about the tumble, and I do agree that the tumble can be really effective to move around some of the abilities. But if you get hit once by any source of CC, you will get locked down as the Vayne and you will get bursted out. Because yes, the shield can block some damage, but it cannot block a lot of the damage that the Serath does have. So it's going to be interesting to see.
So I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Okay.
But there's a chance that Omega Gaming Revenant had their win rate chart like upside down. Because Seraphine is in 2 patches in a row in top 10 for worst matchups into Xerath.
Okay, yeah, it's not something that I would expect to see against Serath. So it makes complete sense. Like for me, it's a lane that you pretty much sack. I don't think you pretty much win this lane ever. The range disadvantage is always there. You have the healing, but use it to try and survive pretty much. And if you get ganked once, which with a Serath TR 4 can be really possible, you pretty much are out of the game as the Seraphine until you get 1 or 2 items. And based on what I've seen with the Seraphines recently, most Seraphine mid lanes never go supportive route. which means that your build path is going to be really costly for the amount of gold that you were actually be getting. So it's not going to be looking really good for Revenant.
Yeah, I mean, I guess just they have a lot of eggs in the Vayne basket.
Yeah.
Because if Vayne pops off, you don't really care how hard Seraphine lost mid lane. You don't really care how effective this Braum is if he's keeping her alive. And Set is just whatever top lane meatball you want. So a lot of faith in their ADC, and we'll see if the faith is returned and we get sent to a game 3. But everybody freeze. We are going to head into a quick break before we head onto the Rift for game 2. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Game 2 of Meme City versus Omega Gaming Revenant. It was a stomping of a game 1, and we'll see if they can do just that one more time, as it looks like TDS, don't hold your breath. There might be an early level 1. You'll love to see it.
Please, and make it work if possible. Like, I'm a huge enthusiast of this. I think I've mentioned it almost every time that I've been casting. I want to see a good level 1. They have really good champions, and Zed is yet to arrive here. Ooh, okay, he warded.
Oh,
good ward.
Very good ward. That could have been so deadly. They're still walking. They don't know that they're spotted. Now look at this. Watch this Lee Sin on the minimap getting that deep ward, and they have no idea. They may. I don't know if he's
a little bit. I think it does show you are in range for the vision for that turret, so I think they do, but the rest, if you see, there's a lot of it.
But I mean, I give a lot. I think I give this advantage pretty heavily to Omega Gaming because they were able to get ward on both the blue buff as well as in that bottom side by the chicken coop. So he's going to be Swoon Typhoon's going to be spotted on his entire route, and they were only able to get one ward on the top side to counter it. So maybe Omega Gaming Revenant are very happy with that heads-on play from Nodal.
Yeah, I think Revenant, and firstly, they responded really well. I think Nodal played that accordingly. Obviously, you don't typically know if level 1s are going to commit or not, but he was ready in case something happened, just putting down the ward and having that vision. That can eventually maybe bite him in the ass if he doesn't have the vision in the river to counter a gank coming from the German, but overall, really well played by him. And like you're saying, I think Revenant goes out really happily because they 100% know where the German will start, how he will start. If you know the ward is still up, which means that they know that he didn't went for blue or for Raptor, so he must be in rocks, and that gives an opening for the Lee Sin to try and go for anything he likes. Although he started on the bot side and he's seems to be going for a full clear, which means that he probably won't answer that heavily against the Jarvan, but it's still a really nice influx of information that the side of Revenants will have.
Yeah, I'm a little bit interested because you're right. What it looks like is he is going for a full clear. I think both of these junglers would be very happy to make some early plays. A lot of gank potential out of both of them, but maybe trying to be more reactive than proactive is the game plan. But we'll see how that does turn out for them. There's already some heavy trading on the top side, and that's where both junglers are headed to.
Yeah, and they are going to crush themselves for the first Scuttle Crab. We need to see which lanes had positioning. We're seeing that the top lane is being controlled by Nodal, which I think to a certain degree we expected. It can be a really snowballing matchup, but we thought that Nodal on the set would have priority, but it's on the mid lane that I think it's going to be really important to see who has priority. The Surfing has been able to push the Serath, and I think that will give the avenue for the Lee Sin to go for the Scuttle Crab and begin having that much pressure over, or much more pressure over the Jarvan.
Yeah, and honestly, talking about the Xerath that I'm so excited to see against the likes of a Lee Sin can be really difficult to play because it is so easy to get onto such an immobile mid lane carry, and he's really at the mercy of whatever Lee Sin can button press because you can't really outplay the flash kick when you're just that slow, especially when you're charging up those Qs.
Yeah, and also in this matchup, I know we were saying that the Xerath should have the advantage over the Seraphine away.
Looking for a play onto the Seraphine. That's a lot of damage already. Serath not yet fully in range, but he got the stun. Now has the Q, but he's low on mana. That's the early problem with... Oh, no, a lot of damage in the bottom side. Galaxy Meme trying to look in. Does she get the first blood? No. Braum gets it with the Ignite. Now, can the hook land? No. Great flash. Plus, Swoon Typhoon is here. He's going to have the knock-up. That's a lot of damage. I don't think you can escape this one. She's saving the heal, hoping the flash out of Swoon Typhoon, but the kill goes over. Nonetheless, Seraphine is still here, but it looks like that will be the end of the action in the mid lane as they end up triggering 1-for-1. Now on the top side, the sweet spot straight into another W pullback. Nodal, he doesn't have the W. He falls yet again. Looks like this is a top difference if you've ever seen one.
Second game in a row, Nodal solo dies against the Aatrox once again. Different matchup, same story. Really well played by Mirahan. Nodal is tipping back up, but I think Mirahan can just push the wave and survive and just run away. I don't think there should be a chance that Mirahan dies here. And going back into the bot side, okay, wait, yeah, there shouldn't be a realistic chance that he dies here. Going back into what happened bot lane, it was an interesting idea from the side of Meme City Esports to go for the Seraphine. I think that if the Serath is a little bit closer to the play, they probably can burst out the Seraphine, and that could be an easy advantage. But we saw what happened on the bottom lane. The Jhin was left alone because Nautilus was trying to go help the Serath and the Jarvan, and that meant a good opportunity to capitalize on the Jhin by the Vayne and the Braum. Really well done. They get a kill. It didn't go to the Vayne, but it's still a really nice kill to get at the start. And that means that now at least you alleviate some of the pain of the bot lane. I wish that they could have given the kill to the Serath on the Vayne, but it was really unlucky that she was able to run away enough. They get the kill on the Jarvan, it's not completely bad, but it could have been a better situation for Meme City overall. But I think interesting movements already. We're seeing the action that we were expecting with the junglers, and 3-man coming top.
3 men, but they are going to be spotted out with that control ward to clear out that vision. But talking about this top side a little bit more, we've seen now time and time again what the pattern is. Nodal hasn't been able to outplay these infernal chains. You cannot walk straight back. You have to go out the sides, otherwise you will be pulled back by the chains. And if that's a consistent factor, then this top side is going to be very, very hard, especially against this Aatrox. If we even get to a game 3, then he has to start making that adaptation.
Yeah, the Infernal Chains with the sweet spots, I think Nodal has been hit consistently by sweet spots, and like you're saying, it's going to be something that he either has to stop trying to play so aggressively to get in front of the Aatrox and die to the sweet spots, or to just know how to play around it, because if not, you're going to get consistently killed by the Aatrox. And Mirahan has been showing that he does know how to play this champion really well, and has been able to execute really well with the champion.
Absolutely. But let's take some inventory. I have to give credit where credit is due, because the gold is not nearly as far as you would expect, and a lot of that is due to that CS difference in the top side. Jarvan will get himself the Drake in the meantime, but because of the CS differences, it's actually decently close, despite Revenant already falling lower in the kills.
Yeah, the CS difference is still going in favor of Nodal, which is a nice thing to see. But also in the mid lane, look at the CS difference. It's something that we were kind of expecting, but it's going in favor of the Serath, and he has been able to put the pressure on the Seraphine, which I think it's something that it's really important for Meme City as well, to try and not make the gold lead not be in favor of them. I think if they keep this up, they are going to be able to keep on lead. Oh.
He can't keep doing that. He is. I'm really rooting for you, Nodal, but you cannot keep getting pulled back. Now some aggression in the bottom side as he will get 3 stacks. Now finally getting that 4th, and now that's so much damage. Zera from downtown trying to help trade back, and he will get 1. Jhin able there, and now trying to come in. Now on the top side, there's a lot of damage already, and this may be the trade back on the bottom side. That's 1 kill. Nodal, can he get the W? Yes, he can. Face breaker to the face will smash him down. Now 4-2-3 in on the bottom side. J4 was able to get 1 kill and escape. Now 2-0-0. Now potentially looking for 1 more Galaxy Meep. The flag's knocking him out of the drag. That was a beautiful E out of the Vayne to keep herself alive. And now Seraphine trying to push back to collect this wave. And already a very, very bloody early game, but this time around going much more back and forth.
Yeah, I think it's way closer than it was in the first game. I think that Swoon Typhoon...
Oh, the curtain call. That is 1-2. Can he find another? No, it's going to be blocked, but he hit 2 of those shots. A lot of damage on a Galaxy Meep, but he could not find that last one, could not connect it for the kill.
he was blown by the Vayne though, so at least you get that summoner out, and you're still putting pressure. I think Sun Typhoon was saved by the E from the Vayne there, because if the Jarvan commits, I don't think you kill the Vayne without Cataclysm that he didn't have, and I think you then die with the Seraphine teleport coming through. So I think overall the Vayne is safe that play, but like you're saying, really chaotic early game, much more back and forth. I gotta give credit to Nolo this time. Commits the ultimate against the Aatrox, but because he was able to deal a lot of early damage to put pressure on the Aatrox wave.
Oh, beautiful stun out of the Xerath. He will find one, but they just
Shield
don't have the
power.
damage. Yeah, the shield just too powerful, and they did not have the numbers to really take him down. He's able to escape with his life, but remember, that was something that we saw in game one. He, two separate moments, did get caught, but this time around, outplaying it.
Yeah, I think the difference is mainly the resistance of the champions. Thresh is much more squishy. Yes, you get a shield with the Lantern, but if you get picked up, you're pretty much dead immediately. Meanwhile, the Braum, like we saw, can survive a little bit better with the shield and the extra resistances that he will have. So maybe this time around, Jadon, we don't see him dying consistently, but I think it's a scary trend for Revenants that Jadon has been always going alone for those kind of plays. It's good that he clears vision, but doing it so alone will end up just putting him in situations where he will die alone consistently, and that's not something you want to see.
Absolutely. Now, maybe some action in the top side as Set is going to use the showstopper, try and pull him back. But Xerath is here, and Swoon Typhoon is waiting in the wings. They're trying to get the damage. They have the kick, but the World Ender keeping him alive. Now, finally, he will find the damage with the Haymaker. But his jungler does die. Can he outplay? I don't think there's any way you can outplay this. Shutdown goes over to Jarvan. He had no more reinforcements coming. Seraphine was close, but just not close enough. And that will be a 4th kill going over to Jarvan.
Yeah, and it's Zumbaboon that we have consistently seen him moving around first to the plate and using the ultimate. That is a really huge factor in those fights that has been going in favor of Mim City, and I really like how he has been playing this Xerath. Pushing the wave, getting advantage away.
Oh, Nautilus looking in with the ultimate, finding the double knockup. But the shield...
Talk about aggressive.
The shield just so powerful to able to stop that aggression. But very confident despite his low HP bar. Now Braum taking his turn in confidence as he gets 2 stacks of the passive. But Vayne was not ready to follow up. Does Jhin still have ultimate? He can potentially look here. His curtain is going to be called, but now a little bit of poor positioning. But oh, that's a cute follow-up. That's a damage. Galaxy Meep will find the kill. The TP has no way to help. The HP bars are low, but not low enough for Rite of the Arcane to do any more. And it's already on cooldown regardless. So, as maybe a death you definitely could have avoided.
Yeah, I'm not sure about walking that far forward to get the curtain call like that. Like, I feel like curtain call is not a bad play to go for, especially if you think that the shield is still down. But he walked way too far forward to get that curtain call and didn't get any value of that. Really great gank by the Lee Sin to get to that position. And the Q being hit there secures the kill. Really well done. The Vayne, even though she's a little bit behind in CS, she's slowly but surely getting to a strong point. She's close to her shield bow. She has 2 kills in her favor. She doesn't, I don't think she will be able to get any plates before the plates fall down. But I think that as long as you play like this and survive the lane being faced while farming well enough, I think you're doing a really good job as a...
And remember what was set up in draft. Omega Gaming Revenant is very much in the Vayne basket. They put all their eggs in this basket with a mid that they expected to lose, with a Braum support, all setting her up for success, and now already getting her mythic completed 12 minutes in. She's set up to do just that.
Yeah, the main difference will be the Vayne, like you're saying, the fact that everything was set up so that she can carry the game, and she has been certainly playing as the main carry of the team. Safe, but trying to go for the plays, and I think that's really important. On the other side, I do want to say that Nodal, I think we both were a little bit skeptical after that first game about how Nodal would play, and after the first kill, I think both of us were kind of iffy on him, but he has been playing well enough. He has been able to come back into the game, getting plates, pulling the Aatrox, and being able to get a really important lead on the top side. They will get this.
Now it's the Revenant pushing in to get first tower with that Rift Herald, and now able to get a second charge potentially too. They have reinforcements, but that's a lot of aggression coming out. Lee Sin is able to dodge away, but that's a flag, that's a drag, trying to keep him alive. This is the heal, but can Xerath find that archery? Good flash to keep him away. Now shut down, but Xerath finds a kill on the back end. Can they find Mirahan? No, they cannot. Nodal falling down decently low. Swoon with a lot of damage. Now 1-0 and 4, but they did get that second charge. Galaxy Meep is able to not only stay alive, but even get aggressive. in this bottom side in the 1v2. So far, although it was a 1-for-1, a great trade for Omega Gaming.
I'm surprised they are that scared of the Vayne. I think that if you try and die, or at least get a lot of damage down on the Vayne, you can probably just kill her along there. But yeah, they don't want to overcommit. I think that Sumbaboon saved that fight in the top side because he gets the kill onto the Lee Sin, which seemed like he could have survived. And with 4 members against 3, they are able to trade 1-for-1. I think Meme City, it's still in the game, and they are still able to survive and be able to fight in the later stages. But right now, Revenant with really good moves, going for that first turret in the top lane, trying to force fights in the enemy jungle, moving their support around to go for plays, and utilizing as well, yes, the losing lane in Seraphine, but using her to try and help with plays as well. So overall, I really like this change in how Revenant has been playing, much more aggressive, and trying to play with the strength in numbers, which I think it's not something that we saw in the first. Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we'll see if there's any aggression to be had here, but there shouldn't be. But check out these gold numbers. Seraphine, despite being down so heavily in CS, is only barely 200 behind. She did get herself a kill, and this is a supportive pick. This is the pick that you're expecting to lose pretty heavily, and she seems very, very competent in this game. And remember, in game 1, Demo also looked very, very good. He was one of the only members that didn't lose. So don't count the Seraphine out because she is building damage, like you said in draft. So far, despite the CS deficit, proving herself to be very, very useful.
Yeah, I think that Seraphine is always going to be useful with her W, but yeah, this time around, keeping up with gold, even though she's far behind, like you're saying, the fact that she's not super far behind is really, really important for Revenant, because it's going to be one of the important members to keep the Vayne as safe and as alive as possible in those fights. And I think the fact that she's at this point is going to be really important. I think the much more surprising thing, it's the Aatrox. The difference from the first game into this one, 2 levels ahead in Nodal to just level 10 from Mirahan, the fact that he hasn't even completed his mythic yet, and he cannot get much access into waves either. He's close to 40 CS down, he's now collecting that mini wave that is crashing, but he's really, really far behind in comparison to the first game, and I think it has to do with Nodal kind of changing his approach to how he played the game. Yes, the Glade wasn't a bad pick, I feel like, against the Aatrox, but the set was shown even earlier, and he has been able to maneuver it really well and win trades, even get a kill on the Aatrox. Really well done by him.
Yeah, and remember what we had talked about earlier. We said if Nodal didn't change his approach, that this game would be very, very difficult. But obviously, he has done exactly that. And now you're seeing the benefits of that decision, as now, you're right, he's winning so heavily, up 40 CS. And from being, honestly, a very hard losing lane in game 1, is great to see that change and really show why Nodal's here. Now some damage in the mid lane, great aggression with Demo again and again and again, and now with his second kill, he will try and look for more. They get the roots, they have a lot of chain CC. That's Lee Sin trying to look in, but the set going in. Nodal has found the kill. Lee Sin will fall here, but can he get even more? That's a face breaker straight into the haymaker. Double kill going over to Nodal. He has low HP, but they really cannot aggress. Swoon Typhoon, 3 stacks of Braum passive. He can't look any further. And as a 3-for-1 trade, Revenant continue to push the pedal. They want to send us to a game 3.
And that was a 3v5, a 4v5. The Vayne wasn't there at any point, and they were able to win that without the numbers advantage. Really well done by Revenant. They played that fight really well, and Sumbon didn't respect the fact that the Seraphine had the potential to stun him. He gets slowed down, and that means that now you can stun the... Oh, wait.
They didn't have the Vayne here, but Vayne has everyone in her top lane, and she's going to try and look. She's getting a lot of damage. They're downtown. Can she get it? Yes, she can. Shut down. Goes over to the Aatrox, but she gets one in the process, showing off some great mechanics. She does trade her flash, but in the 3v1, ends up trading the kill.
Yeah, you do flow the flash of the Vayne, and I think that's a really nice cooldown to get out of the way against this Vayne. She played that fight really well. I think that getting that kill in a 3v1, it was going to be really hard, but she does achieve it. Oh no.
Uh-oh. That's going to be trying to look in. They have the stun with Lee Sin. He's going to ward hop to try and get further, but he has another Q waiting in ready. Can they get the damage? The flash into the kick. Braum will secure it for him, but he may actually have given his life. Braum trying to come over to give him the W, but he's not there in time. Jaden did not notice that that was what he needed to do, and ends up losing his jungler his life. And now, remember, they went for that play instead of finishing the dragon. So this objective is still up, and Meme City, if
Oh.
they get this, they're on match
Oh,
point.
Noto?
But now Noto looking in, he realized he
He's
was
alone.
caught, and he realized he was gonna take a lot of damage. The face breaker into the haymaker, but the charm from downtown into Braum passive. Noto, he's surviving. Seraphine gets a double kill. Demo keeping his team alive. And what looks so terrible is now 3 kills over to Revenant, and the Drake still alive.
Yeah, and that could have been really detrimental for Revenant. That fight, Nodal was alone until he wasn't. But I feel like they took way too long. This position, they said way too much. And if you just keep him in place there, or don't try to even move around away.
Oh no, trying to get on his fancy feet. Looks like he should not be able to find that last hit, but
yeah, I think
playing with fire in the mid lane.
Yeah, could have been way worse, but overall, Revenant winning the Drake, winning that fight, and getting themselves in such a comfortable position. We're seeing the full value of the Seraphine here. I still feel like that is a pick that you don't pick to win lane at all, but like you were saying, she didn't need to win lane at all. She survived long enough, she got her gold influx going into her, she didn't lose that much, and by this point in the mid game, yeah, she has the Andrews completed, she has her ultimate up, she has her W up, you get full value out of the Seraphine and she's doing everything. Once again, that fight was without the Vayne. The Vayne wasn't even a part of that fight at any point. It was just Noto showcasing his muscles and pretty much carrying everyone in that fight.
From 0 to hero in just one game, I have to give so much credit to Noto, because game 1 had me so worried, but really showing up when it matters. And there's still a lot of fighting to be had, but they have themselves almost a 5k gold lead. Uh-oh. Jaden gonna get rooted. Does Swoon Typhoon want to look here?
They don't have anyone else.
Ends up trying to be passive. I think that was something they could have gone for. It would have been a 3v2, but it's very understandable to be scared of this Vayne, considering the last time you had a numbers advantage against her. But regardless, Baron is alive, and now Seraphine might be able to get aggressive here. She has a lot of damage to charm, straight onto 2, and that's a 1 kill immediately. Now another one in the waiting arms of Seraphine. Double kill going over to Demo. Noto trying to get aggressive here, but I don't think he can do that. But it has 2 quick kills. One of them was a support, so not a lot of vision to put up into this top side, and they might potentially be able to go for Baron because of it.
Yeah, they do have consistent damage with the Vayne, and the Seraphine has enough heals to be able to pull it off. It seems that the Vayne is really far away, but I think they can pull this off. The Seraphine also backs, which means that it should be an uncontested Baron. I don't think the Aatrox would try and teleport. Oh, wait.
Oh no, walking straight into your death. Now Mirahan is here, but they have the artillery from downtown, right at the arcane, trying to find it, but that's a double kill going over to Vayne, and slowly this game is falling apart for Meme City Metro as they lose yet another 2. Oh, Demo taking a lot of damage, but Braum there to save the day. Noto on the bottom side getting the turret, but they turned off the Baron, and now they may not have the HP bar. Now the hook straight in. The artillery shots from downtown. Jin trying to find that last kill, but Demo gets the damage with that empowered auto, playing with fire into the Xerath, but very confident. And now his team may potentially turn on the Baron. I don't think that's a good call, and they will back up, but farming the kills off of Meme City as they continue to die. Oh no! Swoon Baboon finding himself one, stopping the back of another, but he may give over his life because of it. He will. Lee Sin collecting now when we talked about how easy it is for Lee Sin to get on top of this mid laner, and he will secure that kill as well. And now it's 11 to 20. That gold lead has ballooned. It is almost, it's 8k is climbing almost to a 10k deficit for Meme City.
Yeah, and Swoon, I feel like, yes, he went a little bit too aggressive there. He had to be much more careful about his positioning, but he's also the sole reason why this game hasn't got a Baron yet in favor of Revenant, and why their base is still up. Because Xerath's value in this game, his poke potential, and his long distance damage, it's going to be the main thing that will keep Meme City in this game. He will be able to poke from a safe distance, and make it so hard for Revenant to be able to force objectives, and unless they commit to trying and kill the Xerath, or getting in a good position that the Xerath cannot try and poke from, it's going to be really hard to get these kinds of objectives. Oh, Typhoon.
Oh, now potentially looking on a more Swoon Typhoon. Looking aggressive because he has the artillery from downtown. Seraphine taking very low to one more shot. Does it. And right at the arcane will find the shutdown. Now potentially looking for more. Nautilus does have the ultimate, but they do not want to overextend. They get that pick. They get that shutdown. Gold. And now Meme City still showing signs of life.
Yeah, really creative way to use that. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest, but I really like how aggressive it was. Sun Typhoon ignoring first the CC potential from the Seraphine, going all in, and like you're saying, without the flash, it's close to impossible for her to escape. You get the long range barrage from the Serath, you get that kill really easily. And they could have probably continued, but the Vayne was already so out of position. You already used the Nautilus ultimate without getting much, and it could have been way worse than that. I think that getting that big and backing out was a really nice call by Meme City. And now with the Drake spawning in 10 seconds, they can try and see if they want to force a fight or give it up. Realistically, they don't need to. They already have two Drakes, which means that Soul is not a risk at this point of the.
Already looking straight onto the Drake, and you're right, that does tie Drake's up at 2-2. And again, honestly, we have to start talking about scaling, and this time around, I don't think it's nearly quite as close on either side. I don't know about your opinion, but I would heavily favor Revenant in the late game team fights with that Vayne, with the healing from Seraphine. It's going to be very, very hard to take them down considering how much damage they're doing. And already with the lead, I think Revenant are in a great position to take game 2.
Yeah, I agree. It's realistically, Vayne, Seraphine, it's not a duo that you cannot scale really easily. It's probably one of the best outscaling supportive mid laners and one of the best outscaling AD carries in the game. And Jhin realistically doesn't have that outscale potential. I think that Serath at least it's good enough as a power pick to try and fight that outscaling potential because of his distance. But realistically, late game potential should go completely in the favor of Revenant.
Absolutely. And now, if you check out the timers, Baron is back to being alive. And the vision control already very, very heavily in Meme City's control. But take a look at that gold, especially in the ADC position. A lot of them matter. The set also very far ahead, but Vayne is going to be this big carry and almost 1,000 gold up on her own. She's going to be so, so important in these coming team fights with both these objectives coming up very shortly.
Yeah, and we're reaching the point where I feel like it's going to live and die by the Vayne. Because when we get much more items, much more survivability potential, much more levels, it solely depends on who is able to do much more damage in the time that you will have to deal that damage. So if a Vayne dies at the start of any fight, and you weren't able to deal a lot of damage, I think Revenant loses that fight pretty convincingly. We were talking about this, how a lot of the eggs are on the basket of the Vayne. Right now, it's not that noticeable because the Nodal on the set is doing really good. The Seraphine can do a little bit of the damage as well, but later on, it's going to really depend on the Seraphine, on the Vayne, and if she dies really early on, it's going to be really easy for Meme City to be able to win a fight.
Absolutely, absolutely. But don't disrespect Nodal on this set. He's so far ahead. Check out that CS deficit. Yeah, you really hate to see it. 60 CS just to himself, and now starting to get some healing reduction. But they have two champs with Gore Drinker Sterak's already, and only one component for heal cut on the side of Meme City, and on the opposite side, already having a lot, the Thornmail, also Seraphine. I think this is going to be so important because Aatrox, that's the majority of where his power is in his kit, and now Baron started. So members are here. Aatrox does have TP if he needs to get here, but Zera's a far way away, and they're shredding it down pretty quick. Now the artillery from downtown trying to get the damage. Demo taken down pretty low already, but that's a lot of damage onto the jungler. Slam back into his team. Swoon Typhoon may be locked up, maybe shut down. Nodal, he's on a rampage. Galaxy Meep shut down by the Baron, actually. But Nodal, he does not have to stop. Double kill going over to him. The slow from Braum. Winter's Bite trying to lock down Mirahan. Lee has the Q. Will he go for it? Yes, he will. They're trying to look for more of the flash forward from Nodal. Can they find even more of the Facebreaker Haymaker combo? Nodal is dominating. Finally, their jungle falls, and they may have overextended. Swoon Baboon is still here. He's still getting so much damage. Nodal, he has no flash. He cannot escape, and he will finally fall. The charm from downtown, but Demo has to be very scared here. They both are artillery and down. The snipe triple kill, ace for Jhin, and 7 Devils being the bane of Omega Gaming's existence.
Yeah, it didn't take 4 shots, but it certainly took enough to be able to win that fight. Really well played by Main City to win that fight overall. And Revenant, they were really overconfident. I think the call wasn't completely bad, but the amount of damage that you can take from such a safe distance from the Serath was fundamental there. The Bane dies. They try to continue the fight, and this is the problem. They go way, way, way too hard, while the Serath and the Jhin are dealing so much damage from such a safe distance. Yes, Jhin has to flow flash, but he also has I forgot the 80 carry item that gives you the distance. That he has that item and he's able to
Gale Force, Gale Force.
Yeah, Gale Force, thank you. He is able to reposition thanks to the Gale Force, and because of that, he's never in such a threatening position that he has to be scared. He's able to survive, they deal enough damage, and like you're saying, no flash, Seraphim from over a wall, he can do anything. He's just waiting to die, and overall Meme City, as long as they play fights like this, it should be such an easy way to not only kill the Bane, but win fights overall. I gotta say this once again. Sumbaboon, for me, he's playing this Serath so well.
I'm so happy to see it. Now looking into demo, locked in with the Cataclysm, Swoon Baboon with his jungler, the Swoon duo working out. Now Nodal in the backline, maybe a little bit too far, but equally too far is the Nautilus as he will fall immediately. Nodal trying to stall, trying to get some damage across, forcing out the World Ender, but he's now rooted up. He's trying to heal. Swoon Typhoon going to get one more until he's knocked back, but no, Curtain Call from downtown getting some damage across, but not hurting any of them yet. And Drake is potentially in their eyes, but it is still a 4v4. Seraphine is probably a worse death to have than the Nautilus, but she has to help her 15 seconds until she is back on the map. Drake is started so far is going to be pulled out. It has aggro on Revenant, but they are backing up, and it looks like Meme City equally happy backing up to get mid lane priority, which will signal to Revenant that they should start up. This Drake Mira is still here, but maybe just a little bit too slow. Drake is falling. And there it is, going to fall. That is the stun coming out of the Xerath to keep him at bay. And he has a lot of damage with all those Qs, but Seraphine is back. She did TP, but it looks like no fight to be had.
Yeah, I think this is fine for Revenant, for Meme City. Yes, you lose the Drake and you give away the soul potential, but with that turret down, now you at least allow yourself to have much more openings to try and gain vision into the enemy jungle and allow for you getting better picks with the Serath and the Jarvan combo. So I think overall, it's not a bad trade, and it's also 4 more minutes that you have to wait for the soul coming through, so it's not that bad of a deal. Overall, you need that time to get much more items, much more powerful, because it's still Nodal really far ahead in comparison to the Aatrox. The Aatrox still needs to get 1 more item at least. And same with the Serath, same with the Jarvan. I think that buying yourselves more time, it's not completely bad. But I think this game is on the knife edge. Both teams, if they win a fight handily, they can just go for Baron or even go for the win, because we're already past the remainder.
Absolutely. The gold lead may still be in Revenant's favor, but this late into the game, it really doesn't matter. The damage is there for both these teams, and one fight is all it takes. And a lot of it, for me, sitting on both these mid laners, 6-2 and 8 for that Xerath, 6-3 and 10 for Demo. You see when Meme City is winning these fights is because they are focusing this Seraphine. She's only died 3 times, but each of those 3 times, it feels like Meme City are so much in better control of the team fights.
Yeah, being able to kill those targets from a safe distance is certainly what has made Meme City able to win those fights. I'm still confident that Revenant can find avenues to win those fights, but they are going to be threatened by one of the things that I think they need so desperately in this game, and the Braum realistically doesn't give you, nor the Lee Sin to a certain degree because he does have the key, but you don't have immediate engage potential. You don't have something that can just, by a split second, wait, Baron Call? No vision here.
Wow. Going for the Baron. They are none the wiser so far. Finally, the pings come across, but it's already down to half HP. Xerath can do so much work. The vision cone popped, but they're actually pulling off of it. They're looking for the fight straight onto Demo, just like we talked about, looking for him the kick, but the disengage so far is there. But Demo, he gets sniped from Baboon, and Xerath with the right of the Arcane, keeping his team alive. He gets a stun, double kill, going over to the Arcane Mage as he's getting the damage across, but Nodal finds a shutdown. He's still alive, but his team is falling around him. Triple kill going over to the set, and it's exactly who we talked about. He will help his team. Now trying to look for more of the W. He has the heal, but that's one more kill. No shutdown going over to Bane. Galaxy Meep getting the ace for his team, and now Baron may be on the table or the mid lane.
And Seven Devils, he doesn't use Flash in that fight. If he repositions himself better, they can win that fight so handily. But because Seven Devils doesn't use his Flash, he dies immediately. Now your whole damage is going to fall onto the Serath. And yes, Serath can deal a lot of damage from a safe distance, but he needs time to get his cooldowns back. He doesn't have a lot of ability hates, which means that each rotation it's going to matter a lot. They get a really huge peak on the Seraphine, and I like how they committed for that, especially because the Bane was so far away from the fight. But then the fight after that was so disjointed from Meme City, and it ends up being so bad for them. They can probably go for this pick on Nodal if they knew that no one was around, but obviously they don't have vision, so they don't commit for that.
Yeah, could have been dangerous. Now Nodal tempting fate a second time around, but the hook's not going to land. Deadly Flourish from downtown will, though. And now the Nautilus ultimate not dodged. The timing was not there. Now Nodal, he cannot escape this. Whoa! Seven Devils almost falling. Nodal, he wants it, forcing out the ultimate from Swoon Baboon, but the shutdown goes over to Xerath nonetheless. But potentially, could this mean Baron for Omega Gaming Revenant?
They use a lot of cooldowns, but with the red buff there for the Jhin, he's going to get a lot of HP regeneration, which means that it's not going to be that easy for the side of Revenant to fight a fight against a Jhin that is so low. Really good pick. It was really close, and the flash from Devils there saves his life, but we're still in such a knife stage. Even with the kill on Nodal, they cannot go for a Baron or a Drake. Drake is spawning in 30, by the way. No teleport for Nodal, which means that he has to run away, but he will probably be alive before the Drake spawns, so it's going to be fine. But this game still isn't decided by anything yet. It's going to be a really handily won team fight that it's going to decide who's going to get the important advantage of either the Baron or opening up the base.
Honestly, last time around, I would have agreed with you, but Revenant maybe didn't. I think last time around with the Ace, they should have been able to get so much more. They got 2 towers and unlocked an inhibitor, but they did not crack the base or get the Baron.
I thought they were going for Baron.
I really thought they were too, but they decided against it. Now the third Drake secured for Meme City means that they are. Oh, hold that thought. It's going to be Braum looking in, but that's a great Cataclysm on the backside, and the damage already coming across. He's going to fall. Swoon Baboon will get that one kill. Now the charm from Seraphine, a lot of damage. That's going to be one more kill to Demo. Seven Devils, can he escape? No, he's in. We'll find that kill. Galaxy Meep getting another one as well, and that is Omega Gaming Revenant sealing the deal as a 4-for-1 as they push down the mid lane.
I think this may be it. The minion wave is coming slowly. Serath is still alive, and maybe they were able to pull up. But how is that fair? Demo just pressed R, and the Jhin, even though he runs really far away, he gets stunned by the R either way. He cannot survive. He gets killed, and it's now over.
Oh, he's in. He finds it. The beautiful kick to seal the deal. We're going to a game 3. Omega Gaming Revenant put Meme City on the ropes. They're going to get these towers. They're going to get the Nexus, and we're going to a match point.
Yep, and in a really close fashion, a game that honestly either of these teams could have taken away. It was really well played by Revenant. At the end, a fight that could have gone either way. I feel like if the Seraphine doesn't hit the Jhin there, they maybe are able to pull it off. But yeah, Seraphine is just Seraphine. She gets a huge shield. She gets a huge ultimate. They are able to kill the Jhin, and the Serath alone cannot do anything. The rest of the members are there to just be mid shields pretty much and try and survive long enough so that you can kill someone else. But at the end of the day, it didn't work out. Revenant gets the win, gets the teamfight win, gets the win of the game, and are pushing us to a game 3.
Yeah, I have to give so much credit to them. The adaptation they made from Game 1 was such a stark difference. Remember, Game 1 was kind of a stomp for Meme City Metro. So you love to see them being able to really come back and keep their mental strong. But you do not want to miss this Game 3. We are going to take a quick break, but stay tuned. Hello, everybody. We are back straight into draft for Game 3. It's going the distance. This time around, Meme City Metro are swapping over to red side. The first time we've seen them on red side. So a lot is going to be different this time around in draft. And already, Omega Gaming going to first pick that Lee Sin that we saw in Game 2.
Yep, it worked out well enough. It got really important ganks. I think the kicks were also kind of good. I feel like the best Lee Sin kick was the one at the last fight where he got the 0K. Answer a Amumu immediately. It's
I'm
the
so
Amumu with
excited.
2 Qs. Yeah, it's a Amumu with 2 Qs, so it's the Amumu a little bit changed. But it's the first time that I'm going to see the Amumu not only in a competitive setting, but with his new changes. So I am excited to see what he's able to do and how they will play around the Amumu.
The
And
real question is
yeah,
what role? Because we've
okay,
seen a lot in a lot of other leagues of Amumu support with these two
okay,
Qs being better than Amumu jungle. I've seen it a lot more myself as well. And
that can be.
honestly, I'm not against it. I saw an Amumu support absolutely pop off on a game I casted just the other day. So we'll see if that is what they decide to, or if it is more likely probably in the jungle, considering it was a R1 answer to Lee Sin.
Yeah.
But we will see. And obviously, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're going straight back to what's comfortable with that vein.
Yeah, they need to still pair the Vayne up with the champions that were really good around her. I think if they pick up the Surfing once again, it would make sense. It helped the Vayne really well. And I think teamfights were won thanks to the Surfing much more so than the Vayne. The Vayne was there to clean up duty pretty much. So I think if you get those two there, you get a really nice mix up of what make you triumph in the second game. Yeah, it's Vayne Surfing. I think it's a really good. Those are really two good picks. It's Ezreal this game around for Meme City, we a variation from the first game and the second game, not going for the gym. A safer AD carry, he can deal consistent damage well enough as well from a safe distance. And the Silas, I think it's mainly to respond against the Serving. I don't like particularly just going for that, but you do get a lot of value out of that ultimate at least. So I do see the idea there.
Kind of like it because I feel like if Silas can be set up for success, then it doesn't matter as much if he has a tough matchup. And I think Amumu could be that champion, especially with that second Q. He has so much CC, so much hard CC for wherever he goes, and whether it be jungle or support, both roles can influence Silas's lane. So honestly, it takes out a lot of that hard to execute combos from Silas, and the ease of execution being so high can make him really, really powerful.
And she's also an mobile mage, so it is really easy to get on top of her as Yamumu. So I do think that mid jungle synergy wise, it's going to be better for Meme City trying set up against that Seraphine like you're talking about. Now looking at the bans, Wukong coming through this time around since the set is banned. I think just taking away the Wukong, it's mainly comfort against Meme City. I think it makes sense. I don't think we're going to see 3 straight games of Aatrox, but who knows? And it's Brom Leona. I like the Brom ban. I think that Brom was really impactful in denying so much damage against the Vayne, and his ultimate was also really good to dissuade engages from the side of Meme City. So I think overall the Brom ban is really good, and the Nautilus to answer as well. So we're going to get new bot lane picks in this last game.
Yeah. Also, I mean, with that set, a different top lane as well. So, although a lot of similarities from game 2 to game 1, that should stop here. The road should end, and
Ooh.
potentially a lot of hype.
Oh.
I like either of those two picks, and it is going to be the Bard. So a lot
Okay,
of
yeah.
playmaking potential that does lock in, hopefully, Amumu in the jungle, unless they're pulling out some banana strats. But very much expecting the Amumu in the jungle.
Yeah, I do think it is going to be a Mumu jungle. I am expecting to see what do they pair it up within the top lane. I think now they are leaving even counter pick potential for top lane. So they are banking on getting a really good matchup so that you can get food value out of the top lane. Okay, Yone, which means that it's a Seraphim Bane bot lane. Okay,
Whoa!
Yone Revia. Talk about aggressive. Talk about going full aggro. But yeah, I like this a lot because it's a full AD composition.
This is a really good pick, but also a really sad pick because all the champs on this side seem very, very hype, but Malphite sort of kills the hype. But
it's kind of look over here. It's team fight composition 101.
yeah, it's
You're
like
oh wait,
all the fun, and then
okay,
we get some more fun. Okay.
yeah,
So Fiora was on the ban list previously. So obviously something to be scared of, and also not an anti-fun champion. I really love to see it.
yeah.
So both these teams having a little bit of confidence, a little bit of bravado going into game 3.
Yeah, to start off, I gotta say, I think Malphite would have been the overall better pick. It just works so well for against that composition. But I agree, this is the more fun pick, and it's the more entertaining thing to see. I think it can work well as well, be it against the Yone or against the Irelia. It's going to be a now play potential matchup. Whoever gets the first kill, I think wins the lane completely, and will destroy on any of the members or on any of the champions that are behind him. So I think it's going to be really fun to focus on the top lane. I think mid lane can also be a really potentially exciting lane to see because Sylas does provide that potential to outplay and kill champions as well. So overall, solo lanes are really exciting. Jungle can be really interesting too, depending on what the Amumu decides to do. Same with the Lee Sin. And I think bot lane is going to be pretty much a farm lane. I don't expect much out of that, but I think having two exciting lanes is going to be good enough.
Yeah, I think we can both agree. I think just about everyone can agree on Malphite probably the pick, but to boost the ego heading into playoffs for whichever team wins this, I appreciate the ego selection of the Fiora. But
Remember, it's the
this
last
is
game.
yeah, I mean this is a party, regardless of who wins. It's going to be a fiesta all the
Yeah.
way through. I can't wait. I hope you guys can't wait either. But we are going to take a quick break before we head onto the Rift for the final game of APL play-ins. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope your seatbelts are fastened because we are locked and loaded for a Game 3 banger. This is the last series of play-ins, the last game for one of these two teams. One of them makes it to playoffs, the other gets sent home tonight.
Yeah, and if there's not 10 kills by 10 minutes, I would be completely disappointed. I want to see action, I want to see blood, and already setting themselves up. I like this movement by the Bard, by the way, putting down the healing pots so that you can get advantages in lane. We have seen Bards doing that on mid lane, but I like that he's doing that on top lane to give an extra edge for the Fiora in case something bad goes.
And important to note, this top lane is the Yone, not putting the Aurelia up there. So this is going to be a very, very volatile matchup, and whichever champion finds themselves in an early advantage could be so easily exploding that into a major deficit for the other team. So I like the decision making from this Bard to realize this is the matchup that I should try and affect the most.
Yeah, I like that those small adaptations are going to be really important, and I love that you touched on the Yone because it's not a pick that you typically see in the top lane. You pretty much see it in the mid lane, occasionally on the bottom lane, but top lane I think it's one of the most rare occasions just because of how he can work in that lane, how he can be ineffective, and his escape routes are not that good in comparison to what you can have with a Yasuo. So it can be really hard to play as Leone, but it's going to be really interesting to see how does Nodal perform. After the second game, he performed really well, so it's going to be interesting how he does with this champion in the third.
Absolutely. I think Nodal was probably we talked about feature famine champions in game 2. He's kind of a feature famine player. You saw how strong he was in game 2, and the flip side of the Nodal coin back in game 1. And honestly, I'm rooting for him. I think a Yone top would be so exciting to see pop off and make this game really interesting. But obviously, this matchup not the easiest for him.
Yeah, it's not something that you can just win by existing, like a lot of other Yone matchups can work. But this matchup does provide the volatility that if you get a kill, and I expect this, I honestly think that whoever gets a solo kill or the first kill out of the two, it's going to be able to win the match. If none get a kill by level, oh wait, mid lane?
Oh, Silas looking aggressive now. Demo dashing away, but Amumu has that Q, flashing away from it. So getting that summoner out. It's a great successful gank so far from Sun Typhoon in the mid lane.
Yeah, starting already aggressively, and this is what we wanted to see out of Amumu and the Lee Sin as well to a certain degree. We want to see aggressive ganks and aggressive movement to put pressure onto the lanes. This attempt by the Lee Sin is not bad, but he doesn't get the flash out of the Fiora like Amumu did on the gank into the mid lane. And it's not that impactful, but it does mean that if we could pan to the top lane a sec, the wave is kind of froze, which means that it can be difficult for the Fiora to open it up. Oh, wait. Oh,
Ooh, Sun Typhoon missing that Q. Remember, he does have 2 Qs, but you cannot just rapid fire them. You have to wait. I think it's about 3 seconds to be able to cast the second one, which means that you can't exactly miss one and then just scratch it off the resume. So unfortunately, not able to get that lockdown. But already you're seeing how strong this Amumu can be.
Yeah, already trying to put a lot of pressure. If he hits that Q, they probably can blow the flash out of the Lee Sin as well, and would have been really interesting to see. And I've liked, like you're saying, I've liked how the Momo has moved around. He's not super far behind in terms of farming, but realistically, he shouldn't be that good either against the Lee Sin in terms of farming potential. So, oh, nice bait.
Nodal playing this matchup pretty well for himself, and after collecting that stacked wave, does actually find himself in a CS advantage, but Deja Vu in the mid lane, queuing in, Swoon Typhoon not able to find that CC, and Lee Sin is there, so they cannot dive under the tower, actually potentially looking for the damage, trying to get out, but Demo is very low, Swoon Typhoon, he wants it, but Lee Sin is here to protect him, but now he's gonna be engaged upon by the Silas, flashing out now. Nodal on the top side also getting some good trades, but a lot of summoner spells blown in that mid lane.
Yeah, and all in favor of Mim City. If you see, none of the flashes are down for them in comparison to the flashes being down by Revenants. And I think, like the Amumu we saw right now, he can just come back later on and try and get a kill. Now with level 6 on the sidelines, I think can be better, can be much more easy to achieve. But already, I really like how this Amumu has been playing. Oh,
Tion playing with fire. HP bar pretty low, but also 7 Devils taking a good amount of damage in this bottom side. That third proc from that Silver Bolt doing so much work. And we saw how strong this Vayne was, but now that's the TP from Swoon Baboon. The play to try and kill this Seraphine. Jaden still pretty low, but a lot of damage traded back. It looks like it will just be these summoners ended up at the end of the day. It's the flash and exhaust for the TP, so a great trade. But Nodal, he's flashing forward, he's trying to find it, but actually dodged away from the outplay. But the last tower shot does not come. It was so close to Mira finding that solo kill, but just barely escaping it. Now Mumu, he's on his way. Yon maybe a little bit disrespectful to try and secure this wave, crashing. And Mumu coming out behind him. We'll see if this play is going to come. And now the TP is coming in. Also some trade in the mid lane. There's going to be some damage on the Swoon Baboon as he's dashing in. But trying to find it. No, Nodal is going to fall here. Fate sealed is fate for him. First blood going over to Fiora.
Yeah, and don't get dissuaded by the CS leading the top side, because there's a huge wave that is crashing onto the Fiora, so she's going to recover really well. It's not only the first blood going into the Fiora, the huge wave, but also the movements from the Amumu. Amumu was already there by even before the time that the Fiora was TPing, so they had planned that. And she crucially was able to outplay the previously with the flash from the Yone. She was able to get the repose and survive. With that, she's able to then come back into the lane, TP back, and get the kill. Really well done by the side of Mim City, and getting a really important early advantage. Seraphine and Lee Sin.
Bard, he has the portals, but oh no, Aurelia trying to look in. Vanguard's Edge will find herself the kill, and that is a trade now 1-for-1. These teams fighting blow for blow so far in this early game. And you're right, talk about that top side one more time. The CS is back to even. This game still very close. It's dead even in gold right now.
Yeah, it's so close that you realistically cannot say that someone is completely far ahead. Really nice response by Revenant in that top lane play. And surprisingly, Seraphine gets the first move. Oh wait.
Oh, big encore, trying to get the damage across. Now soon he has the ultimate here, but does he want to try and find two? He will just lock down the Seraphine. Seraphine is so far past dead, and now he gets that second Q. That second Q coming in clutch, double kill, going over to Swoon Baboon in the mid lane, and Meme City finding themselves that advantage with this spicy Amumu pick.
If one's not enough, a second one will be enough. Really well played by Swoon Typhoon. Getting the first Q onto the Seraphine, I really like how they outplayed that.
Oh, the ultimate coming out. Fiora, she finds two. Can she get the fifth? Yeah, or fourth, excuse me. Yes, she can. That's a solo kill, and we talked about this top lane. If you get one, you can explode it, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Now that's the second kill. Trying to fight over a Gromp too, but I don't know if you win this. Amumu doing a lot of damage. If Fiora's still here, oh no, you fought for a Gromp and you gave your life. Terrible decision making there, and he will fall. That's 5 kills to Meme City.
Yeah, I just gotta say, the Shy would be proud of Mira Hand with this Fiora. Really well played. The top lane solo kill, you were saying it, we were saying it. If you get one, you probably will get much more, because you're going to be able to snowball that matchup. And quick thing to notice with this Amumu, he's able to gank a lot, but he is also ahead in experience and farm to the Lee Sin. That play was a level 6 Amumu to a level 5 Lee Sin. And it was a long time between when the Amumu hit level 6 and when Lee Sin could have hit level 6. He hit it just now, but Amumu has been able to outpace the Lee Sin in this early game really well.
Yeah, and we'll see if he can continue to do just that, as he is on the Rift Herald. Yon is going to be backing, so he does have that top lane. able to come if need be, but it doesn't look like it's even going to be contested. So first Herald going to be going over to Meme City as well.
Yeah, and talk about an snowball potential. You get the first Herald with Blade still up, you give it to the Fiora, and she's going to be an unstoppable mob turn, even before you actually expect the Fiora to be one.
Absolutely, and now the Drake potentially traded for Revenant as they're starting that our Bard is here and Amumu is coming. They are all locked in the pit. The stun massive from Bard as they'll get one. Can they get a second? The Bard portal actually sealing the deal as they get themselves a second demo. He's gonna get slowed up. The Q to land, and there's so many slows from Baboon forcing out the flash, but they cannot find any more. But that's 2 more kills. Meme City. This looks like a repeat of game 1. They are stomping just about everywhere you look.
I was about to say just that. This is reminding me of the first game of this series. Meme City not only outplaying the side of Revenant, but also moving around way better, responding to the plays really easily and executing really well. They get the Herald. I thought it was going to the top side, but I think opening up this turret is not a completely bad idea, especially against an Irelia that, now that she's so far behind, that she doesn't have a secondary turret to be protected with, means that she cannot respond to plays really well, and you also open up the potential for Sylas to move around the map and create much more chaos for Meme City.
Absolutely, and everywhere he looks, he's going to have teammates who are also winning. Fiora, of course, doing so much work in vain, having died once already. She does have a little bit of CS advantage, but hold that thought. Swim Baboon is here. The Grand Challenge was called, but unable to find any CC and no wave to be able to tower dive, but trying to continue to explode their lead. But now looking for Demo in the top jungle. Good blast cone to escape. They have the tunnel to try and escape, but will be the stun coming out of Demo, and he will be able to escape.
Bard is still level 5. Just to say how much he's moving around the map. Demo came, wait, Nodal came back.
Oh, no.
He ran away.
Oh no. They don't need a wave, but actually a lot of damage already coming out of Sun Typhoon. He's gonna fall immediately now. Vanguard's Edge trying to find another, but the shutdown. They get 2. No, the tower gets it. They could not find that second kill, and it will end up going to nobody. Tower dive, not exactly the cleanest, but it gets the job done. So they end up trading 1 for 1. And now on the other side, they're just all they're able to do is push a turret.
Yeah, see, I like the idea of going for aggressive plays, but I'm not sure if the play was to try and dive like that. Like, if you just corral the Yone with 3 members behind him, and on the other side the Fiora, he has to stay down turret. You can push the wave and then go for the play, and you pretty much can secure that much more easily without someone dying there. But they try to overcommit, they get killed. Oh wait, Reven Devil.
Oh no, if that Encore hit, maybe they could have looked for something, but now maybe Lee Sin on the wrong side of the map. He's gonna get stunned up, locked down, shut down. Baboon getting himself that kill. Demo playing with fire on the top side, but potentially looking for more as they find themselves yet another pick. Meme City, foot straight on the pedal.
Yeah, and a play that Revenant wants to go for, that they want to achieve, gets completely turned around by Meme City. They are always ready for this play and are able to answer much more accordingly. Now it's much more gold going into Meme City's pocket. They will get at least 2 plates because I think they can stay for the next wave. If not, it's fine. They get 1 plate. The Fiora is alone on top side farming, completely fine without being that scared. And this is completely going in favor of Meme City this early game.
Absolutely, and just like game 1, where we were talking about how strong Meme City was, that time it was the same player. Demo was the shining light in game 1, and this time around he's 1-1. He has a 20 CS advantage, close to a 30 if he can collect this mid lane wave, and once more is going to be on the substitute's back to keep Revenant in this game.
Yeah, he does have a much high fee champion to be able to put it off. I'm not 100% which champion was in the first game, so I'm not going to say much. But I think with Irelia, you do have the chance to carry much more effectively as a 1v9 than with other champions. So at least if he has gold, he can pull it off. Oh, no.
Trying to bait. He's gonna look in, and now the bait works so well. Now forcing out the TB. Nodal trying to get another Q so he can outplay this one. He got the Fate Seal coming out, and now the Grand Challenge, but that's Demo coming in with a lot of damage, trying to dash in with the Blade Surge. The beautiful kick, shut down, going over to Yon, and they brought the whole party. Amumu gets the ultimate, but is not under the tower, and Omega Gaming Revenant continue to fight back in game 3.
Yeah, and realistically, if you as a Mumu want to use the ultimate here, you have to use it when they collapse on top of you to give the Fiora
Uh-oh.
the opportunity to answer. Oh, wait.
All coming, but the tower is turned off. Maybe not what you wanted for this Bard, but
Yeah,
they're
I
gonna
don't know
actually
about
look for
that.
another one. Oh no! Bard ultimate not being used effectively, and now waiting for this wave. They may be able to look for more, but no. Silas is on the way. Silas is 5-0. Mega Gaming realized this, and now they're trying to lead, but the TP to secure themselves the lack of an exit. Now dashing in. Demo, he's going to try and outplay it. He cannot do that. Nodal is here to try and help, but Silas, he's on his way. The damage, can it come across? He's going to get you. The E seals the deal. Now Zoom Baboon trying to trade back. Nodal has nowhere left to run. Dash over the wall. Fate Seal does not find it. Blast going back. No, is out. Playing the fancy feet finally gets shut down, but he tried so hard. Now the Warthog to escape. Ooh, abscond abduct almost landing, but he's able to keep himself safe. No Mega Gaming, they lose some, but at the end of the day, still ahead for that play.
Yeah, they lose some, they get some. Oh, okay. Swear. Oof, Baboon really wants to get something here. That was really close, but it could have been way worse.
He is so strong on this Silas. Now on the opposite side of the map, it will be the second Drake secured for Revenant. We have to point this out. It is 2 Drakes already 15 minutes in. That's probably the earliest soul that we've had so far this series, considering Drakes have not been a strong focal point. And a great soul for that to happen because it is Ocean.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be really good for both of these teams. I think the extra value that you get because you have a Seraphine will make the soul much more useful for Revenant, but it's an Ocean Soul and you can get that value as well with the Bard, maybe to a lesser degree, but you can. Fiora is not here yet, so you shouldn't try and force any wait, okay?
Swoon Typhoon trying anyway, but Nodal is pretty okay with that. Bard doing the same thing on the opposite side of the map, but there are no objectives up so far, so should not be expecting too much action.
Yeah, right now we're at probably the quietest point of the game since, like you're saying, there's no real objectives. Although Amumu is doing the Herald right now, it's mainly a placebo objective here to try and get a little bit more gold because the full value of the Herald gets with the plates, it's pretty much that, and after that it's just try and open a little bit of the structures that you probably can do without the Herald, but it's just mainly to secure those much more easily. I do want to talk about the bot lane because I think that we haven't talked much about, and we have a Bane in this game that can be one of the main carries. I know that the top side was much more exciting because there's a lot of outplay potential champions, but the Bane is in a nice spot. Yes, she's 0-1. Oh, wait.
Oh, no. Oh no, Nodal is going to be caught out. The bandage toss locking him up straight into the Curse of the Sad Mummy. The damage is ridiculous, but he's able to use Fate Sealed over the wall to escape just barely by the skin of his teeth. Nodal finds his way out.
That is a full tank Amumu. He was so close to solo killing the Yone like it was nothing, and the Yone was also 2 levels ahead. But I don't know how he's doing it, but that Amumu is really strong. And
can someone say broken?
Yeah.
Maybe just a little bit. He's so strong right now, and he's also behind CS to his counterpart in the Lee Sin. But obviously, doesn't matter too much. He's doing so much work, and check out the scores on both of his solo laners. They are also so powerful. So you were talking about that Vayne before, and now she has herself a 200 gold advantage, not much more, but she's gonna have to do a lot of carrying here in Game 3.
I feel like she at least has the other members around her to kind of carry without having to focus on the Vayne. But I do think that when you have a Vayne, you pretty much have to have something else apart from just your support to help you in this game. And I don't think the Vayne has that in neither the Lee Sin, the Yone, or the Irelia. She has to play close to perfect to be able to keep herself alive. Because if the Seraphine ever goes down, which as a support it's going to be much more easy to do so, it's going to be really hard for the Vayne to play this game.
Absolutely, but we'll see how she's able to. She does have that shield bow already completed, so trying to keep herself safe. But it may be Demo looking for a play. Ooh, no, the Arcane Shift to keep 7 Devils safe. But honestly, look at the gold graph. Despite the kills being so heavily in Meme City's favor, the gold tells a much different story. It's only a 1k gold difference for Mega Revenant.
Yeah, and I think it's the fact that a lot of the kills that Revenant has gotten has been to a certain degree shutdowns, which means that they have gotten much more. So even though Meme City has that huge kill lead, like we're seeing on the screen, it's not. Ooh, okay, nice aggressive play.
Tempered Fate trying to lock down that AD carry and forcing the flash out of Galaxy Meep. That's an important summoner spell to keep track of.
I think first aggressive Temper Fate that we have seen in this game pretty much. We saw one onto the turret on top side that kind of helped Revenants
Yeah,
more
a
than
little bit unfortunate, but yeah, that one, the second one, excuse me, much better. We'll see if Demo actually wants this. I wouldn't want this. Yeah, I don't think he wants it either. Into Swoon Baboon's massive 5-0-1 silence.
Yeah, Demo does have the weight send, which at least makes fighting against the Sylas a little bit much more easy or much better. But you don't know what the rest of the team is, so trying to go for that play without having that much vision, it's not the most ideal of things. And if you end up dying here with 30 seconds for Drake, I don't think you'd really want to force that battle. With 30 seconds up, a lot of members here, I think it's going to be the first fight of it. Oh, wait.
Encore forcing the flash out of Silas. Swoon Baboon does not have that cooldown, but the river firmly secured so far for Omega Gaming Revenant. Remember, they are the ones with 2 Drakes. This is sole point if they do secure this Ocean Dragon. Now getting the lockdown onto Barty, forcing the flash immediately, but Swoon Typhoon, he finds a massive ultimate! Curse of the Sad Money, cursing Omega Gaming as he finds exactly what he needs. Now Demo, with the damage actually coming across, he's trying to look for more. Can he get it? Finally, Nono will help him secure the second shutdown going over to Vayne as they will push back. The carries are still alive, and that's exactly who they need. Barely playing on the edge of glory right now as this Drake is alive right now. It's 2 for 3. It is so close. Lee Sin finds the Q, but that's the back. He has the TP available. Can they come back into this? He's going to be the TP. Can they now look for this Drake? It will be started up. Ezreal has the Qs, but they do not have the Smite. Fiora trying to look in, trying to get the stun. Oh, no falls, and the Drake is still alive. Now they can play for this. Lee Sin actually does get the Smite secure. That is sole point, but can they escape? Galaxy Meep trying to get out, but Swoon Baboon has arrived. He gets the abduct, trying to lock them down. Galaxy Meep falls to 7 Devils. Now Demo back to keep his jungler alive. They traded. It was bloody, but Drake secured. Drake point secured for Omega Gaming Revenant.
Yeah, at least Revenant goes out with that, with the Drake, and they are closer to Soul, which is really huge for them, but they lose the fight, and this can be a Baron for Meme City. No teleports on either node, or neither Nodal or Demo on the Aurelia, which means that it's really hard to be able to answer this. The only members that are coming up are the Lee Sin and the Seraphine, and I don't think they can stop this. It's going to be really hard, falling down so quickly as well.
It is so quick, 3,000 HP. Lee Sin trying his way in. The Temper Fate does not land. He gets the kick, but Grand Challenge trying to get that last kill. He will find it. Rampage going over to him. Baron secured. Meme City find a big advantage after losing that Drake.
Yeah, luckily Aurelia was pushing, so at least they get gold. But I think this can be the pushing force for Meme City to be able to move forward into the turrets. If you look realistically, they haven't taken that much turrets. They took 2 in topside and 1 in mid lane, but they still need to be able to open up the base. And if they are able to do so with this Baron, oh wait, Jadon, they don't have Temper Fate, so
doesn't look like they can get this lockdown.
Yeah,
because that ultimate was already burned, but a good attempt nonetheless.
Yeah, it was kind of nice. If they have ultimate, probably they can get it. But now with this, the 1-3-1 or 1-4-0 that they can set up with this Fiora, it's going to be so good. And we need to see what Revenant wants to do to answer this. If they are going to focus on a lane and go kill the Fiora to try and stop her, or if they are going to try and protect the base against the 4 push.
We'll see what they decide. Remember, 3 minutes until Soul spawns for Omega Gaming Revenant. So even though they are behind about 2k in gold, Meme City have the power and the control over the map right now, but with that Soul on the horizon, that could very quickly swap favors.
Yeah, that Soul is going to be really important. One of the things that Revenant does have because of those 3 Drakes is the fact that they can give away Drakes if they're in a super bad position. So at least they bought themselves enough opportunity to not depend solely on that last Soul.
We'll see. Now that's the grand entry, trying to find the pick, but that's the charm. No, it's gonna miss. Beautiful dodge so far by Mira. As they're trying to look for more, Vayne has cracked final hour. Temper Fate over the top does not find his mark. Almost doing that. Ezreal with the snipe, getting Vayne to such low HP, but she's able to barely escape with her life as now they barrel down the mid lane.
That was closer than it should have been. They still have one cannon minion, but Revenant has been able to slow down the push potential from the side of Meme City. They can, I think they are going to take longer to take down this turret, and if that's the case, the push gets so slowed down, it's not a cannon wave either.
They do not have that cannon, but now looking in over the top to charm into the Amumu curse. Beautifully done, but Amumu will fall. That's a 1-for-1, and that's the jungler actually falling for Meme City. Maybe not the best trade you are looking for, but the tower is secured nonetheless. But that should mean the end of the push for Meme City.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if they will get another chance to push. I think the Baron is so close to ending up, and the fact that they were able to protect not only the base, but 4 members without dying, I think it's so huge. They also even got a trade kill, which means that Revenant are still not completely in a bad position. They have the soul point like you were talking about, which means that soul is an actual objective for them in 1 minute. And even if they don't contest for this one, they will get much more time to be able to scale. And Bane and Irelia and Yone are champions that can scale and will do so really well.
Absolutely. Now, 50 seconds until this Drake spawns. Now we're finally seeing pushing into the river. Both teams want to get their control. And finally, what feels like the first time in forever, it's Omega Gaming Revenant walking in, trying to push aggressively, securing themselves as Scuttle Crab for vision. And this is going to be so pivotal for this upcoming fight.
Yeah, having that instantaneous source of vision to know what could end up going wrong, it's really important. And also, I think securing vision for teleport is going to be really important for both of these teams. So being able, I don't think Meme City wants to make the Fiora come for fighting, but Irelia is a pivotal part for fights for Revenant. So I think them getting wards for her to teleport to is going to be really important. But it's Meme City that are set up better for this Drake, and they have complete control of the river.
Honestly, I think keeping Fiora in the sideline, she's so strong. She could honestly force so aggressively. Now that's the TP being forced out. Fiora's trying to get some damage onto her, and she does not able to do that, but that's a charm. Amumu in deep. The massive 4-man sad curse. And now trying to get the damage across, but they are looking for more. This demo actually in the backside will trade 1-for-1, but can the Grandchild's find one? It can. That's exactly what you need. And Ezreal raining from down below. That's 3 quick kills. Yone trades 1 back, but now Lee Sin, can he escape? He's trying to ward hop out. He has the flash still available, but 7 damage cannot get anything more. Nodal able to escape so far. He's able to dodge out from the Ascend Abduct. Now, can he trade the damage back? He's going to actually E forward. He's trying to look for the damage. He has to force out the Zonias, but he cannot get the damage. Yes, he can. He trades 1 more. And now only the jungler left alive for Omega Gaming Revenant, but have they stalled enough? No, Demo does not have TP, but they do not have Smite, so they're not comfortable starting this up, so they're just waiting in the bush for Amumu to come back, for Amumu to arrive. Lee Sin, is he aware of this? He's going to be trying to look. If he's here, this could be a Smite secure for Lee Sin. If he's able to steal this, this would be massive for Omega Gaming Revenant. He is here. He's aware of this, but they're waiting for Amumu to arrive. He still has his smite. He still has a kill. He gets the steal! He gets the steal, and Lee Sin carrying his team to an Ocean Soul. Omega Gaming now on the verge of playoffs, on the verge of Game 3 winning. That's exactly what you need out of your jungler.
They did everything perfectly from Meme City. They waited for the Amumu. They waited for the right time. They needed the smite and they didn't play that aggressively. But at the most crucial point, they failed the smite. And that means that it's so given over to Revenant. And they are now in a spot that they can win the game. The gold lead, yes, it's still there for Meme City. But realistically, the soul kind of denies a little bit of that gold lead. And they don't have any... They don't have that much heal cut on their side either.
And now you can see how fast the game has swung weight back into their favor. Soon Typhoon locked in, gonna die. Demo gets the kill. And Lee Sin, take a bow. Your team is sitting on your back as they can no longer lose these fights. The healing is so impossible to fight against. Take a bow, because this might be your ticket to playoffs.
What is Meme City doing? They had complete... They were in a really comfortable spot. Yes, they lose the Drake, but you didn't need to lose this Baron. You were fighting for things that you didn't need to. They are now losing the Baron.
Sealed. Oh, Nodal! He gets everything and more. You could not have lost more for Meme City. They fail a crucial decision making, and now the pins all start knocking down. And Omega Gaming, they were at a gold deficit. They're still at a gold deficit, but now on the precipice of a Game 3 win.
I honestly don't think it no longer matters. The gold lead is so slow. They have Soul. Is so low. They have Soul. They have Baron, and they have three really great scaling champions. I don't think they can lose any more fights after this. Honestly, as long as they can fight as a unit and don't commit for stupid things, they can just push down the turret. And if the side of Meme City overcommits or oversteps any kind of aggression, they will be destroyed by the members of Revenant. Revenant right now are in such a good spot that they can realistically win the game in the next 3 minutes.
We'll see if they can do just that. Pushing down the mid lane, they have double cannons stacked up, railing down onto this tower. It's only a matter of time before that falls. And there it will go. Yone is on the bottom side. He does have TP, so if a fight starts, expect that Fate Seal to come from over the top in the extended engagement. But looks like so far, the defense still there.
Oh, Bard misses the ultimate.
Nice shot. No. Tempered Fate is a big ability to miss. Great job pointing that out, but now it looks like straight back onto the offensive is Omega Gaming Revenant, and I'm not sure if you can stop this any further. Nodal has finally chauffeured that bottom lane into the tower, and now they are on both fronts being attacked. Whoa. Oh no, pause, but we are straight back into a beautiful. But now trying to defend, but Nodal is here, the damage coming out onto the bot lane tower, and they're just happy playing this slow, letting the cannon minions do the work for them.
Yeah, they realistically don't need to overcommit. They have this nice 2-1-4 setup, where as long as you have that lane pushing, you can force on the mid lane and try and open it up. Although they are still scared to try and overcommit, I agree there's a chance. Oh! Wait.
Oh no.
The buffering.
Oh no, you can't put us in this. Oh no, it looks like barely not finding a Nodal. Going over the top though. Playing with a little bit of fire. That's so unbound, keeping him very, very safe. But if they ever get that lockdown, how deadly it could be. Now trying to find their pick on a Nodal, but playing it very safely. Now, honestly, playing it slow, but playing it right. Omega Gaming do not want to make the same mistake that Meme City made.
Yeah, they don't need to. Their composition is so good. As long as they don't get engaged by 4 members and a huge Amumu ultimate, they shouldn't be at a position where they lose. Even if they take damage, it's not going to matter as long as you just move behind and let the soul do its work. They're in such a comfortable spot. I really like this by the Lisa. Blocking the damage onto the cannon, because realistically, it's not going to bother you that much.
Yeah, and he has the Gourd Drinker for when an engagement starts. Now, finally, the tower goes down, and now trying to find their pick. Grand challenge onto Nodal. Fate Seal to try and escape, but blocked by the dash. Now trying to look back in. He's trying to get the shielding, but Nodal, he's only a matter of time before he is shut down. You're now 9, 3, and 6. Mira, oh, but that's actually Tempered Fate trying to catch onto more, but they cannot do so. They lost their tower, but they get the pick, and they are still fighting to stay alive.
Yeah, they lost 2 turrets, which is good for Revenant, but that kill on Nodal really huge by the Fiora, and I think that's one of the points that Meme City has not exploited yet enough. The power of the Fiora alone in a 1v1 put setup, or in a silent setup, you need to take much more advantage of that. If you are able to just isolate the Fiora with someone else in a 1v1, she's probably going to win that, and we just saw that. She was able to kill the Yone and stop the push from being much more powerful. But we're also reaching a point that is really important in the game. 50 seconds for Elder Dragon, which means that whoever gets that soul can win the game. It doesn't matter if you have the soul, if you have Baron buff. That is a game-defining soul, a game-defining dragon, and that can change everything for both Meme City and Revenant.
Absolutely, and check out how high the gold has gone, almost 60k for both these teams. The gold lead is starting to become insignificant. All that matters is how well you play in the most stressful moment of your career. Now, Demo walking up, that is a terrible mistake. You cannot go that far, but with the flash, now it actually may be the counter engage, and that is Vanguard's Edge going all the way in deep onto Ezreal. Blast Cone to keep him alive for now, but they find Fate sealed onto one. That's the jungler. Now falling down, Mira
Kira, can you try and carry this for your team? Swoop locking down, staying golden, trying to keep himself alive, but the damage comes across. Lee Sin gets himself the kill.
As well.
And she's going to fall. One more. Vayne get the shutdown in the backside. And that is the ace for Omega Gaming Revenant. Take a bow. They did everything down to a T. They played it slow. They played it perfect. And Omega Gaming Revenant, they're marching down the mid lane.
Yeah, and Demo with the 2000 IQ bait right there. He gets everyone focusing on him, but they get such a huge pick on the Mumu. And the Mumu, so a champion that we praise so heavily in the early game, was now pivotal in their loss because he gets picked up, he forces the side of Meme City to respond, and because of that, they lose in swing fight. The other didn't even spawn where everything was happening, and the side of Omega Revenant was just so much good at answering those plays later on in the game. They had the better scaling composition, and at the end of the day, they played the clutch moments much more importantly and were able to take the win and move forward into playoffs.
Absolutely. Take a bow. This is your playoff run. They finally make it. It was close. It was not easy, but making it all the way. And honestly, it all came down to that pivotal Drake soul. And unfortunately, it was really hard to decide because they didn't know if Lee was there, but you cannot go for a 50-50 when soul is on the line. And Lee Sin finding the smite where it counts, carrying his team to that game 3 win and on to playoffs.
I think they did the correct thing in that, Drake. I think they patiently waited for the moment. I think that those steps were good, but like you're saying, even though they knew that they needed a smite, they didn't wait to see if they have vision control, good enough vision. And because of that, the Lee Sin was able to get in and win that. And like you're saying, the clutch factor was there for the side of Revenant. The important moments were the ones that they were able to win, and that is what makes them go forward into the playoffs and be able to push forward in this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. Maharu Ayase carrying his team, and so much credit to you. That is what saved the game. You guys were in a goal deficit after you got the Baron, all the way until after your Baron power play. Did you finally get that goal lead? That was all thanks to you. Really great. Well done from every player. This was an incredible series.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for putting on a great show.
It was such an amazing game. 3-game series. I didn't expect to go this way, especially after the first game. I thought both of us, we thought it was going to be a stump, and the way that it ended up going, 2 really close games at the end to close it out. Any team could have taken it out, and I think both teams should be proud of how they played. Even if one of the two is eliminated, I think both of these teams really showed a great 3 games and great performance today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is going to be it for play-ins for APL. We will be back to bring you all the coverage you need for playoffs. Thank you guys so much for watching.